And we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Oddballs TV, where it's a mystery tonight. The mystery is it's just me. There's nobody else. Just kidding. So I'm very excited tonight with the mystery guest or guest. There is various species that'll be brought up tonight. Experiences ranging from new to pretty experienced. There's lots of stuff going on. So without further ado, I bring you the mystery panel. Let's unmute everybody. Woo, exciting.
Hello. Hello.
So I'm going to let everybody go around, introduce themselves, because I don't want to. Just kidding.
Like you're the host, you're supposed to do that.
No, I do like to let everybody go around and say something about themselves. You know, hi, I'm a Libra. I like long walks. No, just kidding. Meanwhile, Chris likes what's a Libra?
I'm Jeremy. This is Courtney of Pure Constrictors. I'm a Gemini. She's crazy. We do enjoy long walks on the beach. We deal in ball pythons and old world colubrids.
Nice. I guess it's my turn.
It's your turn.
My name is Aurora, or Dana, either or. I have Aurora Exotics, and I keep mainly boa constrictors, but I'm branching out into ball pythons and a few colubrids in the future.
What kind of colubrids?
I've got corn snakes, and I don't know if I want to give away the next species that I'm probably going to get into this year. I'll keep that a secret.
Is it what I think it is?
I don't know.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right. Next,
it's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Tonight is a clue.
I'm Lance Kirkman with Kirkman's Reptiles. My wife and I breed New Caledonia geckos. We have gargoyles, a pair of gargoyles, 2 pairs of Chihuahua pie, and a pair of high-colored lychees. And then I'm getting into locality boas. I have a number of them, but only 2 pairs for breeding. I am a Gemini also, and I proposed to my wife on the Oregon beach.
I mean, I was joking about this whole Libra and beach stuff, but I mean, keep going.
Well, all right. Well, with that, I think I'm a little cornier than all of you. My name is Chris. I'm with Heli Guy Serpents. We keep a variety of species. A little less than half the collection is ball pythons, but we've got several subspecies of Morelia. I do have a boa, BPCI, and I have some colubrids and several species. Well, that's not true. I have 2 species of boas. And I'm that corny guy that got married on Valentine's Day and proposed to my wife on Christmas Eve.
Awesome.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm that guy.
Wait, did you get proposed on Christmas Eve and then that Valentine's Day get married? Or was it
No, that next Valentine's Day.
So 2 months later, well, month and a half later.
You know what? That's what I would do. I'd just be like, let's go to the courthouse, sign the piece of paper, let's go. Get it done with, before you change your mind.
That is exactly what we did.
It was
a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. It was 4:00 in the afternoon at the Franklin County Courthouse. And we were last in line. We were the only people there on Valentine's that came in full tux and dressed. My wife wore her wedding dress to the courthouse. The judge was the last one of the day. They let us do the processional down the aisle, the whole thing. It was, and then on our 10th anniversary, we had a full-blown church fancy wedding with the reception. And I promised her if we made 10 years, we'd go all out. But in 2006, we didn't have the money.
Oh man,
so,
where's John at? He should be paying attention to this. I was concerned for a second. I was concerned for a second because Jeremy's camera went black, and then it came back up, and it was just he was gone. I'm like, did she murder him? I wouldn't
turned the
blame
camera
her.
off to hide the evidence.
Our very own live action Among Us.
Yeah,
I wouldn't blame her. It's fine. I understand. I'll call her, get a few of the animals, take them off her hands. It's cool.
She is brutal, and I appreciate that you're worried about me. I appreciate that.
I just wanted the animals. Let's be honest. You got
Ulterior
some
motives.
I'm just concerned about the welfare of the animals if he's gone, okay?
Oh.
I mean, we can bring that up. Oh, it's been talked about a lot, but like if something were to happen, do you guys have backup plans for the animals?
To both of us?
Everybody in this thing.
No, I know enough people that are allowed to be here that I know would come get them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have like my brother. He's into animals and has helped me raise snakes in the past. I've been doing this a long time. Like I used to do educational shows years ago, and my brother helped me a lot with that. So they all know how to get into the facility, and they would know to come get them and stuff like that. So yeah.
You wouldn't want to keep them yourself?
If I died?
I'm asking the lovely lady.
Oh, I mean, I've been keeping him alive since he was in Texas.
Yeah,
so.
I was gone for the last 18 months on
Yeah,
a
it was
job
all me.
in Texas, and she did everything. So
Wow.
Wow.
yeah.
I get really excited when I see like other couples who reptile together, like, because that's what we do. Because I would sell off some of the stuff like banana and mahogany. I'd be like,
You would probably
bye-bye.
sell off all the colubrids. That's
yeah, I'd be like, gone. Anybody want some banana mahogany? I got a banana mahogany too. Like, bye bye.
If any of you want any of my breeder colubrids or any of my colubrids at all, hope that I die off, because she will sell them for like pennies. Yeah, they'll just come get them. She doesn't.
Well, I'm not.
I'm
going
in
to break her
Canada,
death,
so that's not gonna
put my
work.
name on that list. I will drive over.
I'll take that Blue Beauty.
Chris, give Chris my stuff, and he'll make sure he exports it to Canada for me.
That's friendship there.
He's gonna take like the helicopters and like drive it out. He's driving up to me, and he's gonna drive it over the bridge. What about you, Aurora? If something were to happen to you, I know it's so grim.
It's something I haven't thought a lot about, but I probably should. I know that everybody's kind of been talking about it lately. I think, my boyfriend would probably just kind of reach out, probably to the Discords that I'm in, be like, hey, you guys want some of these? I'm not sure.
Yeah. What about you, Lance? You think Becky would keep it up with it, or?
I think she would pare down. I think we've got enough contacts with locality boas. I think they'd all get to trusted homes to keep localities pure and in good hands. And then she'd probably keep the gargoyles. I think the leeches would probably be the first to go because she can't stand how cage aggressive they are. And as much as I think she's attached to the chewies, I don't know if she'd keep more than maybe a pair around.
Yeah. Chris, what about you? Because I know you have older kids too. Like,
Well, my oldest daughter, who is 14, would love to keep her couple, but
Yeah.
my wife tolerates them. She's not against them. She doesn't, wish they would go away. At least not that she's told me. But she has zero interest in them. If I were to pass away, there is a spreadsheet on my computer that has all the animals. In my phone, she would find all the people I got those animals from, any relationships I had with breeders. And I would hope she would reach out to some of them. But how it would actually probably go would be my father would come in and do some sort of auction and they'd all go away.
yeah.
That's just how he deals with death.
Yeah. I'm just going to put it out here now. If something happens to me and not John, like, guys, just go like Rambo style in. He's going to barely be able to handle 3 children, let alone like, he can keep some of them for, pets. Like, he's good with the animals and stuff, but I mean, he can barely take care of the 3 kids on his own. Let's be honest. Just saying. And treasure my asphalts greatly.
Well, let's hope we all survive and live long, full, healthy lives.
Let's change
True
the
that.
subject. This conversation's going in a awkward direction fast.
It got real morbid real quick.
Oh my goodness. So here's a fun question, because everybody's got such varied collections. Like, I don't think anybody's really similar. I mean, we all have a couple like ball pythons in common. I know, Lance, you don't breed them, but you have some. If you could get in, steal some snakes that aren't ball pythons from somebody else here in the group, what would you steal and why? Steal some from someone else's collection.
It's quite easy for me. I would definitely go to Aurora's and just go on a boat. I haven't had
Oh boy.
a year, and she makes me regret not keeping some of my bows.
Yeah.
And
They're a lot of fun.
I don't even have a specific one. Like, they're all badass, and I do whatever I could get my hands on before she came in screaming at me. I wouldn't even care.
Nice.
What
Thanks.
what about you, Aurora?
I'm not sure. Lance has some candy stuff and ball pythons that are pretty sweet. So probably go after those.
It can't be ball pythons.
Oh, it can't
I already
be ball
said,
pythons.
yeah, I already said that.
Yeah, that's how much I'm
That's
paying
being
attention.
sweet.
Hey,
Well,
I don't even
I
know
mean-
what Cure has, but at least you have a clue that I got candy. That's
Yeah.
one step ahead of me.
Well, you've got a Suriname too, don't you?
I do, but he's deep blue.
That would be a sweet one too.
Put in that. You're gonna have to come back to what that means later.
What's that?
It was deep blue Suriname. I know what
Deep blue,
Suriname
yeah.
burrow bows are.
No, I'm just saying he's deep blue and shed.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't have a problem pulling any of my animals to show him off. I'm just saying I'm not pulling him because he's deep blue.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't pull anything out that's deep and shed or I get my head bit off. What about you, Chris, if you could steal a species from someone here?
I'd probably go raid the Pataeus at Cure Constrictors. Knowing Jeremy is going to be very, very, very detrimental to my wallet here in a few years, I think.
Meanwhile, she's like, please come get them. Come get them. Now I will leave the back door unlocked.
I was going to
Like,
say, I could have sworn I was reading lips saying when.
Yeah.
Hurry up here.
I'm going to text you my phone number later. Well,
she's like, Jeremy leaves town at this time. I will leave the back door unlocked. We'll go for a drive. I will like sit there and like put sticky notes on which ones, you know.
Yeah, I have another job coming up. Who knows what will happen? But when I was on this last job, I would have to take a weekend off work to come in to pair the Asian colubrids, the Pataeus and stuff, because she ain't messing with them like that. So I would have to drive in from Texas on the weekend, pair them up, leave for a few days, and then come back, 4 days later or whatever to take the mail back out.
and hope there's still 2 snakes in the tub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a buddy that is not scared of them that would come by in the middle, but she's not messing with it. I don't blame her. Again, people don't realize we're talking colubrids and they're decently skinnier. They're skinnier than pythons and such, but still a 10-foot Pataeus, or beauty snake in a bad mood. It's a handful. It's a lot of snake to deal with for somebody that's just not ready for it, hasn't been around them or, hasn't been doing the snake thing their whole life, So it's tough to deal with for sure.
What about you, Lance? Who are you stealing?
Green trees from Chris.
I was waiting for someone to say that.
I'm
They're
gonna tell you
gorgeous.
Right now. Someone gave me the right
Mhm.
number. They could have them all right now. Driving me crazy.
Well, that's not the point of this game. The game is who are you stealing?
Is it theft if I leave the door unlocked?
Sure, I'll make sure to leave plenty of bottles of rum behind.
There you
Oh
go.
my god! Can I pay in rum?
Nah, I love my green trees, but I've got a male who's he's driving me nuts. Refusing to eat for no reason. Won't drink unless I hose him down. I've tried, you name it, I've tried it. He's been to the vet. He's healthy. He's just on some kind of hunger strike that I can't break. So
Do they go on hunger strikes a lot, green trees? Excuse my ignorance. I don't know.
it's my first experience with one doing it. My other 2 males are damn near ravenous. He is the oldest, and there is a female in maturity in the room. Someone told me that he may just be worried about her. The next step is going to be I'm going to take him back to quarantine, which is at my office 20 miles away, and see if it is a pheromone thing, see if that breaks it.
Yeah.
Kind of where
Have
I'm
you
at.
considered putting him into a smaller tub?
Done all that. He's been everything. It's
Damn.
4.5-year-old adult male Sarong Aru cross, and he is. I've had him everything from a 12 quart, 16 quart, 32 quart. I put him back in a display cage, a bigger display cage. I blacked out all the sides. I've changed the temperature all around. I've changed the perches all around. I never found him grounded. He's not going to ground. He bounces between the hot end of the cage and the cold end of the cage. He is thermal regulating. Because you put food in there, he is 0 inches. You can smack him in the face with it. He looks like you're stupid.
Huh, interesting.
So
Oh, look at that pretty baby. So what is that? Remember, I'm new and I don't know anything.
This is a sulfur or hypothetius mucosis.
So why do they get such a bad rap?
Well, I mean, they're not very common. So most of what we get are wild caught. And it's kind of like the thing with like blood pythons 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Everybody said they had just the nastiest attitudes and everything. That's because they're kind of new, and most lineages were wild caught or just F1s, and that's where we all do. Like, this is captive bred, but it's F1. You know, its parents are wild caught.
Okay.
So
It looks so
Yeah.
sweet.
they're so close to, you know, being wild caught. They're just still crazy. But like, I have a big female that is captive bred, and she's been, man, she was worked with really heavily by Mr. Rob Zirkle, and she's a sweetheart. She's so nice. So I know for a fact and can say, you know, without a doubt, they can be tamed. They will be tamed. You know, you just got to handle them and give them just more attention. It's not like a ball python where you can kind of let it chill for a while and it's going to be okay when you come back. You really got to show them a lot of attention. But if you do, it's super rewarding because they're awesome. They're I always say they're the colubrid for the reed pig guy. You know, they're big. They're super inquisitive. You can see them thinking all the time. They have huge eyes, so their vision is crazy good. So they look at everything. They're always checking everything out. You know, any kind of movement, they're always see. As soon as I put my hand up, he's right on it. You know, they're awesome.
Huh.
Very
It's so
cool.
pretty.
do you have
Yeah,
tiger rats too?
No, I was gonna do tiger rats, but I got the Pitaius and I just fell in love and I decided I just want to focus. So I have all the beauties, you know. Well, I have the Chinese, the Vietnamese, and the Ridley eye, the cave dwellers that I work with. And then when I got these, I didn't want to have too many different things going on. I wanted to make sure I was really specializing, giving them everything they need. Working with them as best as I could. That way, whenever they do breed and I do sell them, because right now I keep everything, but when I do sell them, I want to make sure I'm 100% on everything. You know, no question goes unanswered. You know, I know for a fact they're a good fit. You know, I know every little thing about them. So I didn't want to have too many different species.
Hmm. They're super pretty.
Yeah, this guy is amazing. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know how well it's coming through.
See, that's what I love about doing this show. Like, I learned so much and new species and things like that.
You can
They have
see I
such
haven't-
thin
I haven't
tails.
hit. so they're all right. You know, again, they just take more handling. You got to handle them more. You got to be there. And they're really good for people who want to get into cobras, actually. These things are killed a lot. Like in the States, people kill water snakes all the time, saying that they're water moccasins. These get killed over in like Thailand and stuff because people think they're cobras. And they act like cobras. The only difference is they don't have a hood. But they act like them. They're twitchy like them. They're very fast.
Yeah, they just don't have the hood.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people
They even look like them in the face a little bit.
they do. They have the big scales on their heads. They're kind of menacing. And people will actually use these to train to like work with elapids and stuff like that because they're so fast and feisty. You know, basically you can get bit by this and not die. You know, so train to not get bit with this. So when you get in with the cobras, you kind of have good reflexes and you're ready to go.
That one's super chill.
Yeah, it's really well behaved.
Yeah, again, if you put in the work, they have a nasty reputation, and they do have attitudes in it. And they kind of have that green anaconda thing where it can be chill like this, and then it'll just take a pop at your hand, out of nowhere. This one in particular has never bitten me. I have 2 anti-sulfurs, I have 3 albinos, a normal, and then one that I can't talk about, and which is a big wild caught male I have. The wild caught one has popped me a few times, and my big albino girl's got me a couple times. But these babies that I've had since they were little, they're super chill.
Oh, they're so cute. Oh man. No, that's super cute. I'm just sitting there like drooling over this thing because I love cobras. However, I am not smart nor non-klutzy enough to have a cobra.
Yeah, can't make a mistake with those.
Yeah. I mean, like, I trip over the air. So let me handle a venomous animal, please. Thank you.
Intense.
Here's an
Yeah.
albino.
Ooh, pretty.
Oh, now it's gonna kill off.
I wish I had cool stuff to show off. Like, seriously.
You've got cool snakes.
Yeah, ish. I got turtles. I can give you. I got Cuban Falls chameleons, but I mean they're temperamental. So I mean they've only been on screen once.
Hey, and he ate for you too.
Yeah, and then he was like, "I'm done."
Put me away.
I don't know how well the colors are coming through, but they're like purple, super nice.
That is pretty.
Pattern's really yeah.
Ooh, pretty.
Just
So does
with
anybody
Asian
else?
patternless up at the top, like towards their head, and then they get a lot of pattern at the tail. It's like having 2 snakes in one.
That's always
So,
neat.
here's Chris's snakes when I die. There you go.
What are you saying?
Jeremy, do you guys got something like clicking or something going on in there? For some reason, it's
It's definitely you. I mean, music goes away.
Yeah, it's something's odd. Something strange in the neighborhood. Guys, this is a mystery game. We're going to find out what's cooking.
Did it stop?
It's almost like you're typing Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Like at first I thought it was Lance because it looked like, he's sitting there typing. Hold on. Let me see a second. Then it's gone.
Yeah, it definitely goes away when you mute Jeremy. Are you using a Bluetooth speaker or something?
Nope, just the phone.
Oh,
Strange.
oh.
Oh, weird. Not something I expect from a cell phone.
It's
Yeah,
odd.
I thought maybe it was my
Oh.
Bluetooth picking something up, so I took my Bluetooth in and out. Didn't seem to help.
I'm sitting there like low key muting everybody for like 10 or 30 seconds and just being like, I hear something. It's probably like some mating call back there at the Tyus or,
Theirs is much more intimidating.
So thank you for pronouncing that for me because before I did not know any idea how to pronounce that. I was like PT Yaz.
Yeah.
I was just like, we'll just call them Yaz. We'll just call them Yaz Queen.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Please
do
name
growl
one of them that.
like cobras and everything. They're so loud. So loud. It's very intimidating.
Oh, look. Lance got candy.
Ooh.
Take it to no, I can't sing. Oh, YouTube won't like me.
Oh, dun 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 dun. Yeah.
That's not what I was going to say.
Oh.
It's getting louder. That's so strange.
I thought it was.
Yeah, it definitely goes away the instant you mute Cure. That's
It's
so weird.
Game of Morphs. It sounds like some typing sometimes. Other times it sounds like gurgling water.
He's not wrong. It does sound like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a method to the madness. I don't know what's going on. Oh goodness. See, this is what happens when you come on my channel. Everything explodes. Oh. See, I love candies and toffee so much. I treat them in the same category. They look very similar.
They are.
It's the same
They
thing.
are. It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
But I mean, I always say candy / toffee because some people swear they're different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And every single person who's crossed them has gotten the same exact snake that they started with.
Yeah.
There's variation, but yeah, it's the same gene.
Yeah. It looks the same to me, honestly.
Banana
but
and
I,
cola, same thing.
oh my God, you guys remember when Brian asked me that question when I was on and like I thought his head was going to I'm like, does it have the same sex ratio thing? Yes. Does it freckle? Yes. And I'm like, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
It was
Mother
great.
effing duck. I thought his head was going to explode. Oh my
Here,
goodness.
try dropping out and coming back in. Maybe your connection to StreamYard's funky. Because
Yeah.
when we mute you, it goes away for us.
Go away and come back. And then there were 4. So what's some species everybody's hoping to get into soon?
I want to know what kind of colubrid Aurora's looking at. It's killing me.
I think I have an idea.
You know, maybe I could sneak this one out right here. This is the only
It's
place.
just the 4 of us.
Yeah, it's just
Sure.
no,
Not like
Lance
it's on
is
the
gone.
internet or
This
Lance is
isn't
gone.
this isn't recorded or anything. It's just
No,
a
no.
conversation
No.
we're having, right?
Yeah, this is just
Just
Skype.
the 4 of us.
It's just Skype.
I'm hoping to get probably a female het lavender false water cobra.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That's something I've been looking for a while, and I think I'm going to pull the trigger on it.
Did you see?
If I can find one.
There's some buzz going around, and I'm yet to see someone actually link the article. So take that with a grain of salt. But there's some buzz going around. Those may be more toxic to humans than we originally thought.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Like I said, I've seen it come up in a couple of chats. I've seen some pictures of a guy who got tagged pretty good and had a reaction, and that sparked a whole debate. And I yet to see something. It comes up 2 or 3 times a week the last couple of weeks. And
I'll look into it.
No one's posted the article yet, so it could just be, anecdotal. You're allergic to bees and don't know it kind of situation.
Right, like the hognose too.
I
You know,
know a
I've seen
couple
some
of
really
people-
nasty bites. Yeah.
Owen McIntyre at Rogue Reptile as being one of them, who's decided to treat them like they're fully venomous because he doesn't want to risk it.
Sure.
Huh. Interesting.
Best to
I
be
mean-
cautious.
Who was it? MJ had his male gnaw on him, and he barely had a reaction at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's why I haven't gotten into like hoggies yet. Because if I were to get into hoggy, like I'm allergic to everything.
Mm.
My luck. I haven't heard it since they came back, actually, the noise.
I haven't heard him speak yet either. Can you guys hear us?
They're unmuted.
Is it still doing the sound?
No?
Sounds better.
Sounds a lot better.
Yeah, I don't hear it anymore.
Sweet.
Maybe it was like, something odd.
So
Catholic fault.
Don't know.
before we let Aurora change the subject, no, she's trying to be covert.
Yeah, false
Are
light.
there many morphs of those?
Just the one, as far as I. Oh no, 2. I think there's a hypo as well.
Hypo. Okay.
Hypo, but the lavenders are amazing, and not many people know about them.
Hold on. I'm going to try to Google's this. Lavender.
Keep it a secret.
I want to see what it looks like.
Let me get
Gosh darn
They,
it.
they look like the lavender hognose.
Wait,
Same kind of.
Just a lot bigger.
Yeah.
It seems like Hognose is really blowing up with morphs. Like almost every day I turn around, there's a new morph.
It's another species I'd like to get into at some point.
I'm going to
They're
see
small.
if I can show this.
Yeah, I while you're bringing that up, I'm inclined to agree with Dylan. I think it's just like hognose. I think it's a very, very varied reaction based on
Can you guys see that?
Each
Yeah.
individual person.
Wow.
Holy crap!
That's a young one.
Yeah.
They look really pink young.
It looks like a super lav hoggy.
Wow. Dylan's saying there's classic hypo, super hypo, and then the lavender.
Wow.
Okay. Yep.
So their hypo is a codom instead of
Incomplete,
a
yeah.
recessive.
Interesting.
Hmm.
It's that way in boas too, isn't it? Isn't the BCI hypo
Yep.
an
Yep.
incomplete?
It's incomplete dominant. Yep.
So I wonder if you could mix like the hypo and the
The lavender? Oh, I'm sure they're doing it. I think it's Kyle Wilson works with them a lot. He's in the Facebook groups, and I'd like to get one through him if possible.
Haha. That I like the little like the hood.
Yeah, they're just so cool.
That
It's
would
that
be
little-
the Cobra part. Yeah.
Something a little more fun to play with.
John, can you look up and see if false water cobras are legal here? Thanks. They're so cute. They look so angry.
Yeah, the little faces.
What about you, Chris? New species you're thinking about?
Whole species or subspecies? I'm trying like hell to.
Get inlands.
What's that?
Get inlands.
I have inlands. I have.
Oh, you have them?
Paired. Yeah, that's relatively new. They're little 3-month-old worms. Came in about 2 weeks ago. They're in quarantine right now.
Cool.
That was on the very short list, but I'm kind of species wise. I'm not really looking for new species, but there's some localities. I really want to get some pure gelatin jungles. I want to get some Palmerston. I would love to have a pair of Brisbane coastals, but those get pretty big. And in Ohio, the moment it crosses 12 feet, I have to register it.
Yeah.
It's not a hard registration. It's just like the venomous permit in Ohio is not hard to get. It's just an excuse to tax you. But in the fine print, you are giving the Ohio Department of Natural Resources permission to randomly inspect your home at any time without warning.
Oh.
Louisiana's the same way with big constrictors and stuff, and ours is actually free. Anything over 8 foot, you have to get a permit, but it's a free permit.
Where's that?
So Louisiana.
Louisiana, okay.
Yeah, you just call the guy out, and I forget his name right now, but he comes and you just they have to be in an escape-proof either cage or room, and it's just free. They're just, once he inspects, cool. But like you said, you give them the authority to come on your property or wherever the animals are at any point, anytime, no questions asked, no knock.
I don't know anybody now. On the flip side of that, this came up in a conversation I had with Cusco a while back. On the flip side of that, I know of no one who was operating ethically that's had a problem with Ohio DNR.
Right. Same here.
But
Yeah.
it takes once.
I was the same
right.
way.
It
Same way.
rubs me the wrong way to have to let them give them that permission.
Right.
Yeah.
And I felt the same. And I know a lot of big keepers here that they say the guy's great. He never shows up. They say literally he showed up to give the permit, and they've never heard from him since. And they've had him 10 plus years. But it's just something about signing it away like that. I feel weird about
But
it.
you know what? Living where I live, I would do that and have the chance of having species that we can't have here. Because pretty much if it's bigger than a boa, we can't have it.
Yeah.
Well, the other problem with that is, I live in suburban Columbus. While I do not have an HOA, the neighbors are trying desperately to form one. But in
Yeah.
Ohio, if it was not in the terms of your purchase of the home, if it's not in your buying contract, they cannot enforce it on you. It's completely optional to participate. And I've told that lady 5 years in a row, pound sand. But if I were to be in a situation where I would to say, okay, screw it, I'm going to get the permit. I decide I want a retic or I want a false water cobra or something. I'm going to get the permit. Who do you think is going to be calling all the damn time if I piss one of my neighbors off? Anonymous tip. And then you have a situation like we have in Wisconsin, some idiot, Minneapolis, wherever that is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There are plenty of species that do not take me into that category. I don't plan to live in Ohio for the rest of my life, so while I'm here, I'll just deal with it.
Yeah. They're really, really strict here.
Although,
where I live.
to be honest with you, it's forced me to be very specific on super dwarfs and stuff like that.
Super
they have
dwarves
some-
don't get that big.
Well, hold on. No, see,
Real
if you get
super
a
dwarf.
pure super dwarf and from the right bloodlines, right lineage, sure. But you go on Morph Market and buy the first super dwarf you see, and you end up with a 14-foot mainland who had 5% of super dwarf in it. You got to be careful.
I'm
So I've
talking
been
about the
very
pure
careful.
ones, though.
I've got 4 super dwarfs here. 3 4-year-old males. The longest is 6 feet. And
Wow.
I have a yearling marble female at a year old is barely 2.5 feet long. But it's not that it's forced me to buy from reputable people. I always buy from reputable people, but it has
I've had a ball
forced me
python
into a
that's
different
6
caliber of super dwarf. To keep the species I wanted, I had to pay to play at that level.
Yeah.
So it keeps me and my family safe.
Can you go grab one?
Yeah, I'll go grab one. Hang on. It's in the other room, so I'll be gone for a minute.
Yeah. I
Rory's
mean,
trying
I've
to-
had
wanna see 'em.
a big butt proven breeder ball python that was 6 feet. So
Wow.
It's a
She
big
would
ball
have-
python.
she was a big girl.
I think sometimes though something like that helps rein in our gotta have it attitudes of just buy whatever you want. And when you have laws that tight that are like that are against the things you want, sometimes that helps just rein you in and say, hey, okay.
Here's what I don't get. So I can have a Woma python. I can have a Woma python. Okay. I can't have a blackhead python.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very
Is that like the black-headed stepchild?
Like
Yay, somebody got the joke.
I got it. I'm like, it's like pretty close to the same thing. Like
Yeah, and there's reason to believe that they intermix along the.
Yep.
They believe there's integrate zones. So
because trust me, this girl would own an Xanthic black-headed python.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
yeah,
oh,
Good choice.
I know someone who knows someone. Let's just say that. And I'm like, well, if anybody ever asks, I'll just be like, it's part of the Woma python family. Like, duh.
it is.
Look at that beauty.
He will be 4.
You
in
do
April.
good. Wait, and that's her Bertic?
Yep.
See, I would have that.
Good size.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This,
That's adorable. But I
this
can't.
is, and here's
I
the
can't
fun
have
part.
them.
He is a 37.5% Jampea, which is dwarf, not super dwarf, and
Okay.
25% Kalatoa. So he's technically a dwarf cross. But where it gets interesting is he gets his Kalatoa from his mom. And they tend to favor the size of their mother. So his mom was only 9 feet. So even as a dwarf, not a super dwarf, he's got just enough size and influence from his mom that this boy is almost 4 years old. And that's all he is. I'm not hiding snake under the table.
How long does it take them to get full grown?
Well, I mean, they never stop growing, but, you know,
Like, when do they slow down? Like, really?
he's already started slowing down.
So he's not going to really get that much.
Garrett and I think he has the potential, based on the pairing and siblings, to be 9 feet, because that's how big his dad was. But based on his mom was also only 9 feet, we're not expecting it to actually get that big.
That's still a
But,
super
like-
manageable size for a retic.
And I'm
Yeah.
getting ready to get
Body.
wrapped up in my chair, so hold on a second.
Yeah.
This is one of my daughter's favorites. She'll be mad at me if she finds that I have him out.
So cute. Like, because Scarlett keep asking for a retech, and I'd be like, I'd get her that one.
So he's just a wild type het Henry. But,
Oh,
you
he's
know,
so
got
cute.
the Kalatoa zigzagging backs and the inky blacks, and he's very iridescent. This is
Very
George,
pretty.
named after my wife's late father.
Oh,
Hey, George.
Hey, George.
George.
I love that it's like George.
This George. All of our snakes have real names.
George of the
I
Jungle.
run
This is
Helge.
George. That's not true. Some of them are named after mythology, but the vast majority of them have like Penny and Stacy, and I think we have 3 Caitlin or Kayleys
You know,
We have a cupcake.
We've got a
Cupcake.
Diane.
Cupcake the ball python.
all right, let me go further back and I'll grab the smallest of my retics. Hold on.
Wait, they're small. See, this
about-
is amazing to me.
talking about how Chris was saying the bloodlines. You know, people put way too much weight in those percentages with super dwarfs. And okay, I mean, if that's your selling point, I'm not trying to say that there's not weight to it. But
Yeah.
to me, and what's been proven is the bigger weight is just the genetics of the parents. What do they
Okay.
look like? What are they? Just like people. When you have small parents, generally you have smaller children. You know, if you have a big father, you could be big. Or, like I'm 6'2", my dad's 6'1", my mother is 5'3". You know, so
Mhm.
I had to go after one of them.
And I mean,
genetics.
that's the
genetics.
thing too.
People need to, and there are mainlands out there that are 10 feet. Mainland reticulated, no dwarf blood at all. They're mainland 10-foot reticulated pythons. Plain and simple, they're out there. There's 12-footers all day. The 20-footers that you see at Jay's, those aren't everyday snakes. Those aren't. Those are fed really
Fed a
well.
lot.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
So if you feed it like it's supposed to be fed, and like for me with my pythons, I do a fast every year. I do a month to 2 month fast with my pythons every year. And I got that from the retic thing. I started that because I used to be a big I had a shit ton of retics. And if you're doing your feeding correctly, you're not power feeding that thing. It's all about just the genetics of that animal. You can get a mainland and it can live comfortably. It doesn't have to be a high percentage super dwarf that's $5,000.
Yeah. Actually, where I used to live, it was illegal to take reptiles outside. And they clearly state that it is illegal to wear a snake as a scarf.
Specifically.
In the city of
Wow.
Jeez.
And then they had a subsection that it is legal to bring out any reptiles out of a private residence with it being shown. So if it was in like a container, you would have to like have it blocked out.
That sounds like somebody's compromised. Someone tried to take them away entirely, and they compromised with that.
Yeah,
Probably.
it sounds like it was. Well, I mean, my province.
So
I know that story.
before we get off super dwarfs, when this is over, go Google a yearling mainland reticulated python, female,
Okay.
and you're going to see 8-9 foot animals.
Yeah.
6 foot if it wasn't power fed. This girl is 11 months old.
Tiny.
See, that makes me think that like I could
Her
do
head's
it.
the size of my thumb. It's this girl's pretty special. I looked really long and hard for her and jumped through a lot of hoops to pull off this deal.
Mhm.
But this is from Andrew Acevedo. This is 25% Calato, 25% Jampea marble. But she's not just marble; she's a striped marble. I don't know how well you can see that.
Ooh, neat.
But
It
she
kinda
almost looks like
reminds
a
me
genetic
of-
stripe.
Yeah, it almost reminds me like of G stripes and like a mix of G stripe and HRA in ball pythons, kind of.
So I reached out. She doesn't have the portholes in the side. I mean, it almost looks like a tri-stripe. I mean, her
Huh.
sides are striped too.
Mm-hmm.
So she is she's the only female I have. I told myself I wasn't going to breed retics. There's a lot of responsibility that comes with dealing with these animals, but I just had to have her. And my daughter loves her. She'd be in my daughter's room if I'd let her. But
See, that's like I could do
even this girl. Even this girl's going to knock on that 12-foot rule before she's breeding size.
But
She's
how
gonna
long
get
does
close.
it take to get there to 12 feet?
If you push them, you can breed a retic in 3. Most people will tell you wait 5.
Okay. So if you're not power feeding,
Which I will not do.
so like
so
my
5
snakes,
plus.
my big snake skills could grow with the animal, is what you're saying.
You got to
Yes.
keep in mind, these guys come from islands. The island of Madu is a half a mile wide.
I forget which locality it is. A Tombalongan. One of the localities, their entire food source is relying on seasonal birds. So they gorge themselves for like 6 weeks, and then they don't eat again the rest of the year.
It's amazing.
So they go long periods of time without eating, and they grow very slowly because of it.
That's
Huh.
another thing people don't think about or talk about is as soon as somebody talks about getting a retic, everybody wants to bash that person and slam them that you're not ready and blah, 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 blah. I think completely the opposite. That snake will not be 10 feet tomorrow.
Nope.
It won't. You will grow with that animal. If you're just a mature person that likes and loves animals and you're going to spend time with that animal, you're going to grow with it. And I think you're going to have a great time. Retics are amazing. They are easily my favorite snake of all time.
I told my 6-year-old no.
But
Me too.
just people get so crazy about it. Like, oh my God, you're not ready. Well, yeah, maybe you're not ready to bring in somebody's adult, but a baby, again, if it's fed properly and cared for properly, it's the gigantic prehistoric pets, Twinkies. They don't happen overnight. That stuff does not happen tomorrow. You know, and it's kind of like when you start on a motorcycle. People say, "Oh, you got to start on a 300." You know, well, that depends. Are you an immature shit? Then yeah, maybe you should. But you know, if you're mature and you are an adult about things, you can start on a bigger bike. You know, it's really not that big of a deal. You know, it's all in the mindset of the person.
And not all mainlands get to be 20 feet. There are localities, different localities, and mainlands. You know, a lot of the morphs, like my favorite retic morph is Golden Child. Golden Child originated in the dwarfs. It's a Jampea morph. So by default, and I have a Motley Golden Child in there, but he's in shed. The Golden Childs, they tend to be on the smaller side.
But
so
the problem with Golden Childs these days, though, is they've been so outbred. I mean, you'll still get 18-foot Golden Child.
I understand. But it just speaks to the point where not just because you have a female retic does not mean it's going to be a 22-foot.
Yeah, for sure. And generally, you're just not, because you got to think like the people that have those are these big breeders. You know, with Jay and just maybe your Kevin McCurley's or something. People that have these big feeder sources and stuff like that. Even if a normal stupid ass kid wanted to do it, he couldn't afford to make a 20-foot retic. You know what I mean? He couldn't afford the food it would take to get that animal there to really do some damage to somebody. It costs a lot of money to get a big snake like that. That's a lot of rabbits and pigs, bro. And I don't know when the last time you saw how much it costs to buy big ass rabbits and pigs, but it ain't cheap.
No, it's not.
It's not. So again, it takes effort. It takes money. You know, it takes time. You know, just to push somebody away from something that's possibly their dream. I think we do that wrong. We wrong people by doing that. You know, instead of just nurturing that person, maybe seeing where their mentality is, and then going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've banned pretty much anything bigger than a boa here. Like, it's ridiculous. It's our exclusion list. Like,
well, speaking of boas, Aurora, you happen to have one. You have to have one of your boas nearby.
I can go get something.
Not all boas are 12 feet. Would you mind grabbing one of your adult males?
Sure, just a sec.
Not all boas are 12 feet, and that's why people say bigger than a boa. I'm like, boa's not a tiny animal, but it's.
No, I'm just saying, like, on our exclusion list, there's really nothing that gets big as the general boa size.
Yeah,
it surprises me on some of these people, on some of these states or provinces banned lists. I mean, like, it's some of the Northeast states have animals that cannot handle their cold, and they're all illegal. It's like, you can't really. It doesn't matter if you release them; they're dead. They can't hibernate. They don't know what cold is.
So we can't have a lychee, and we can't have like retic or stuff like that. We can't have a lychee. However, we can have a black throat monitor.
That's crazy. That's so
yes.
You know,
I can't have a lychee on us.
I can have Nile monitors, water monitors, all that, but I can't have hog nose without a permit.
Jesus.
Hog nose.
We can't. We don't even have permit system. It's just you have to work off that list.
Well, I will give you that. At least there is a permit to get if you want to deal with the
Yeah.
bureaucracy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure in Louisiana we can have anything. I mean, you have to get the free permit for big critters over 8 feet.
Mhm.
So like for my pitayas and beauties that are over 8 feet, 10 feet long, I don't need a permit for those. It's only the big constrictors.
Right.
And then you need a permit for venomous.
It's the same way here too, by the way. I should have mentioned that.
I think it's 50.
It's constrictors here
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Colubrids are not included in the length restriction.
Yeah,
It's the
right.
constrictors.
And then ours, it might be, what do you say, $50 for the venomous permit. And I don't know if that's a year or I don't really
I think
know.
it's 5 years, and we can't keep any native species like.
Yeah, we can't keep anything native.
Yeah.
So you can't
Nope.
keep garter snakes?
We
No,
can't keep
no,
garter
native
snakes.
Yeah, but I mean, I have a crap ton. Like we live in the swamp, so I get to see all these things.
Oh yeah.
We can't. Technically, we can't even have like axolotls because they could survive out here because they're
Yeah.
cold water.
They love cold. So what do you got there,
Ah.
Aurora?
This is Jupiter. He is my leopard boa,
Love this stuff.
and he is the father to the babies I have available right now.
Kathleen,
on,
make
I-
her full screen. I want to see
That's
that
what
image.
I'm doing. Hold on.
Leopards are beautiful. Oh, look at
Yeah.
that.
He's amazing.
John, want to see the boa? John's like, I am pausing my show.
Where's
Look at
it?
you
What's that?
pose.
So you said that's a leopard,
There it is.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, and
phenomenal.
leopard is a recessive gene.
and it's a recessive gene. John's like, I wants it.
So he was born in 2016, I want to say. 2016, 2017. He's got a little growing yet to do. He might get another 2 feet bigger, but it's going to take him a while.
Now,
Bye,
is that a
Dylan.
breeding
Thanks
size? Is
for
he old enough to breed?
stopping by.
Sorry, what was that?
Is he old enough to breed? I mean,
Yeah, he's the father of my litter last year.
well, there you go.
Isn't that?
He's got a beautiful pink belly, which is not going to show up on camera at all. But
I want a Doomero. Just tipping that in.
I'm gonna go put this little girl back. I'll be back.
John's like, I want a nice big boa. Doomerals can get sizey.
yeah, Doomerals will get 7 foot.
They can get up to 9 though.
Can they?
Females can.
Okay. So that's like the same thing as a imperator.
It's
Like
one
a
of those
Columbia.
things that not likely, but they can. Just
Yeah.
depends on the animal. Females can get anywhere from 6 to 9, and then the males generally is like 4 to 7, apparently, from my research. According to my research.
A lot of that is how you feed them too.
Yeah. Genetics, how you feed them, you
Those
never
are
know.
the big factors. Yep.
My luck, I would end up with one of those females that hit 9 feet.
I'm
We're still
surprised
working.
that my dwarf boa hit 7. Like, she was never supposed to get that big.
I want to get bull snakes. That's my next one. Did you?
They're
That was
cute.
pretty. I like the leopard. I did like the leopard. I will give it to you. I like the leopard. If you can find me a leopard with some, like a hypo leopard. If you can find me a hypo leopard boa, John, we'll get a boa. Good luck finding a hypo leopard.
Oh, Lance has one now too.
Oh, Lance
What
has
you
a
got
boa.
there?
Hold on,
This is a key Calker
Oh, nice.
from Belize. It's off the Calker Islands. Or off Calker. Wow, goodness gracious. I've never said this before in my life. Calker Island. Belize has a number of islands off their coast, and almost every single one of them has a unique locality. And camera's almost guaranteed not going to catch this, but he's got some amazing pinks or peaches in his cheek and his undertones and on his tail. And Becky just fell in love with him. So my goal was a crawl key, and Becky fell in love with this guy, so we got him because we couldn't find crawls. And then last year I did pick up a crawl, so I finally have a crawl.
It's got a really bold pattern.
Yeah, that is a bold pattern.
I missed the locality. What locality was it?
Calker Key.
Calker Key.
Dr. Key. It's the locale.
Yeah,
It's like
things
reading a Dr. Seuss book.
And this guy's 5.5-ish years old.
Wow.
So
Doctors.
Itty bitty.
She's
So I
like,
don't-
crap. You heard that.
I don't know how well you can see his head. Come on, you damn thing, focus.
He's like, nope. Peace.
Never.
Doing an
Yeah.
explore.
I'll never
Oh.
You're a monster.
I love the boa face.
They're piquing my interest. I do think I want to try it with a Doomeril first, just because I've never personally worked with larger snakes yet, so I'd like to ease myself into it.
And then his mainland brother.
Ooh, mainland brother. There's another one coming, John. See, I told you should have got into this. John won't come on camera. He said he was going to go hide.
He can
Hey,
hide.
look. Hey, look. I see a small tan exotic sticker.
All kinds of stickers.
Yeah, but
I
it's
do.
a shame. The shame one always sticks out to me for some reason.
I have all kinds of stickers on this rack.
Oh, look,
It's a
Dylan's
10 It's a 10 tub rack, and there's only 3 in it right now. So this is the Belize City Belize,
It's a Belize.
and I wish you guys could see the head better and stuff, but I swear these animals look almost identical, except like this guy, as you can see, is super dark, but their head structure and everything looks so very similar.
Do those ones have kind of a blue tinge to them too? That gray blue kind of? I
Not
think
that I've
I have a
ever
different one.
noticed.
Okay.
I'm getting distracted because I can see Chris in the background and his snake's like, boop the camera. Hold on, I'm going to show this because it's adorable.
Aw.
It's like, I'm going to boop.
Oh, a carpet.
That's
Ooh.
Hypo A4's cross Bredley.
Oh,
Brad, these
wow.
are gorgeous.
Bradley.
This little girl's 18 months old now.
Beauty.
Unlike
Your snake's
the
moving.
hypo is an interesting one in Bredley. It's not one gene. They actually believe it's a combination of
Oh.
line bred traits and genetics that all kind of lined up just right and made this. So she's technically considered 50% hypo blood.
Oh.
And then A4s is a line bred trait out of Europe.
Mhm.
And high orange. So she's got the orange from the A4s and then the hypo. She has very little black scales. She's starting
I
to
like
get more near her tail, but she's
I like that kind too. So I need some inlands and whatever that one is.
these guys tie inlands for temperament. Now she's being pretty inquisitive because I've never brought her into the house before. But the inlands are probably the only Morelia species that's calmer than these guys. They're always outliers, of course, but I
Can
don't
we talk
even-
about your purchase? Like, that's 3D printed, right?
Yeah.
How do I get some?
Well, this particular one is designed and printed by me and a friend, but if you want to buy them commercially, David Brahms, specialtyenclosuredesigns.com. His are a lot nicer than mine. He just has a professional grade printer and lots of experience dialing them in, and his are a lot nicer. He served the purpose, and I have several of his. But I've got a buddy with a printer, and I actually bought a printer recently myself, so
Oh, yeah.
I love
Get
the
the
idea.
thing
we're going to
going.
do them ourselves from now on. But David's are fantastic. He has all kinds of cage accessories.
I wish I had something cool to show you. Can I
So this is
raise
a
you a
pearl
ball
island.
python?
Yeah,
Yeah.
grab a snake.
So this is a pearl island.
It's the Sabagi.
Yep.
I don't know how to
Sabagui.
pronounce it.
5.5 years old. So I doubt he's going any farther in length. That's for sure.
Oh.
They believe there are more boas off those islands, but they only ever got permits to touch Saboge. So unless somebody goes and studies and just decides to do a report, we'll never know.
This is like a big show and tell, and I love it. Oh,
Yay,
show
she
and
got one
tell.
out.
oh, what's going on over here? She's
What
like,
is that?
bite him. Bite
I
him.
love that snake.
Oh my
That's that-
god, it's gorgeous.
That's that beauty snake I thought was albino, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that big Ridley eye.
Oh, it's
Gorgeous.
This is PETA, my cave dweller.
That's pretty. I like that too.
Got a beautiful blue head.
I've never seen a cave dweller in person.
I
I'm
haven't
sitting
seen
here not catching
any
it all.
of what you guys just showed in person. No,
This is a colubrid you'd have to bite.
Yeah, that's the only one she's keeping.
This is my boy.
this is what kind of sucks, like where I live generally, just because there's not much for species out here. Or, like, people
My snake
really
never cools
keep
off too much.
I mean, we're the only ones in town that have snakes. Like,
I hear that. I'm pretty isolated where I am too.
it's so cute. I got some turtles, some ball pythons, some bearded dragons. Which everyone says bearded dragons are so cute and adorable and like lazy. No, they're not.
Mine's been
Mine-
sleeping for 4 days.
Well, mine are all broodmating right now, because of the time of year and stuff. But mine are like angry little demons.
Oh no.
They act all big and scary, and then like they huff and they puff and they give you like, and then you pick them up and they're like fine.
Mine only gets angry if I bring a snake by the cage. He does not like snakes. His beard will
Our-
go black and he gets hissy and
Our
don't
big
do it
breeder
very often.
male will hide. Like it's so funny because he's a typical breeder male bearded dragon. Like he's big, he's angry, he's full of attitude. Right, like he was bred for breeding, so he's got a lot of like that bearded dragon in the wild mentality.
sure.
And then you would walk by with a snake and he goes hides like a little dog. Like the only thing that's ever bit John was the bearded dragon. He's the
That
one
can
you
have been
have to
pleasant.
He's the one you have to handle with work gloves because I don't know if you've ever been bit by a bearded dragon, but I'd rather be bit by the ball pythons than the bearded
Seen the
dragon.
teeth.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. And he got bit like right here, like the fleshy part.
Look at that.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh, another
Yes.
beauty.
Is a Vietnamese blue beauty.
Ooh, I like that too.
That's the one I want.
She's what, 6 years old now?
She's gorgeous. I love that pattern. It's almost
Yeah.
like an Aztec kind of pattern. It's neat.
That is so cool. This is what I love about this show is I can see all the things and learn all the stuff and bring people along for and like do show and tells. Like this is my favorite.
People always say like VVB for super
Or the
crazy.
CFCs
Their
being
face, but
predators.
you just gotta know how to work with them.
She's the
Can you
horse.
see if
Can't have any colubrids because she's so
Maybe
cute.
give him a drink first to calm
Yeah,
him down.
she's moving really slow. I'm surprised.
John's going to see if any of the CFCs or Cuban False chameleons are in shed and give them a drink first and see if they're cranky or not. They're
That's an interesting species too. Yeah.
Cuban False chameleon. Oh, so cute. Yeah, Clint from Clint's Reptiles lied to me and told me they were all cute and adorable and like so chill. They're not. They really are not. Like you look at them and they're like mouth, and it's so cool because they have black tongues and black inside of their mouths. So it's like the black hole of death. Like it's so cool. And then they get their like the males have this like big, like really, really defined forehead. It's a lizard, guys. Really defined forehead and like it's almost flat. But then it spikes up and then they get a big beard that spikes too. Give him a drink before you bring him out. Because he'll get cranky at me.
Don't get cranky at me.
They kind of do this I'm a stick mentality until you like lock eye contact and then they realize that you're not a stick. Or they realize that you realize they're not a stick and then they like beat it.
Seems like most reptiles kind of see us as warm trees.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, no. 'Cause, like I was promised by like Snake Discovery and Clint, like these guys are chill. They'll hang out on your shoulder for hours. Like you can feed them crickets. And I'm like, I need these in my life. And then I get them, and no, I still love them though. Is the male or female?
Y'all missed that.
Oh, he's pissed.
She didn't want to let go of me.
Just having fun.
She didn't like tag and wrap me, but she decided she didn't want to go back in the tub, and she figured out if
I
she
gotta.
wanted me, she couldn't.
I can't even see him because he's so little.
I'm out here. I'm climbing.
Oh, I can see him.
He's hanging. He's just little.
Oh, tiny.
He's all green right now because that's the color he is. I wish I could get it
Oh,
close.
2 tiny babies.
He's just one. Oh, ooh.
Two.
You guys got snakes and I got a lizard.
It's-
Very cool.
No, on my. Come.
Ooh.
I can't do it this way because it's crooked. Here, turn around the other way.
Out of everything I have,
You have to
this
do
is the one that-
chameleon etiquette with him. You can't just be like, come hither. Come on. Dude, it's just me.
I'm a firm believer in handling by choice.
Because he's all fluffed up.
I tend to
See
very
him, he
rarely
gets
do I
all
force
red.
an animal out of their enclosure.
I'm trying to convince him to come over to me, and he's like, no, I'm not having it. But he'll get fluffy. Yeah. They're super cute, though, eh? He's not
Yeah,
happy.
I've only
Who's
seen
that,
bigger
Jeremy?
ones. I've never seen a baby.
This is
A lower
a
little.
rat snake.
But see, he's the male, so you see that big, like, flat spot on his head?
Mhm.
Like, it's really pronounced. He's beautiful.
He is.
He's got his
That's my
tail up like he's showing off.
Uh-huh. But I'm trying to see if I can get him either to come into my hand or fluff up. No. But he'll actually, like, fluff right out. He's not happy. Go put him back to chill out. I tried to love on him. He didn't want
I
it.
got my cider out.
Nice. Do you have like a stand for that, Lance? Like, does it sit in a stand or?
It's a flat bottom.
Oh, okay.
Cider?
Cool.
Oh,
He's got a
cider.
horn.
Yeah, we're
Cheers.
not
Cheers.
just I'm
I'm gonna
empty,
go with
guys.
my sweet tea.
Hold on, while I fill up.
Living dangerously over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
This is
just-
Dee's Wicked Cider from Kennewick, Washington.
Nice.
Hey John, why don't you bring your IPA here so I can show Lance your IPA.
Let's get his tail off real quick.
Ooh.
Yes, I
Because
want
it's
to
all
see it.
stripy.
I am such a sucker for stripes.
Oh, he's amazing.
Hey, girly, are you awake?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness! Look at the little scooch and the stripe. There's so many things on the screen. I can't.
I don't need more species, Aurora. What are you doing to me?
He's pretty special.
I have a very pretty Hypo Jungle BCI. He's a sweetheart. He used to live in my
Yippee!
office before COVID. He was my office buddy,
It's
but he's not striped.
It's only 6.5% alcohol,
Cool.
just for a can. But it's made by a local brewery. But I just like the logo because he's like, yippee.
Mhm.
It's very
That's
happy.
awesome.
Did you change snakes, or is that thing banded on the tail?
That's a boega.
That's what I thought. It's like he changed.
Wait,
things.
what? Okay, this is a new species to me. I never heard it before. What is it?
It's a boega.
It's a cat-eyed snake.
That is a fun name. Can I just state that right now? Boega.
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 More
Melanota-
commonly known as mangrove. What locality is he?
Melanota.
Melanota. Okay.
Are those the really big ones?
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Boega.
Nice.
he's
Very
pretty
cool.
chill. Is he captive born?
Captive bred, captive born,
Nice.
born and bred.
It's the way to do it.
Rear fang venomous.
Yeah, I need a permit for those. Damn it.
Yeah.
Gordon.
I was torn between those and the false water cobra. And I'm leaning that way.
How many
Beautiful.
snakes are rear fang venomous?
Boega,
That's my question.
Quite a few. A lot of colubrids.
Oh,
big
Lance
heads
got
that-
a
Just asking because my allergies and stuff. My luck, I'd like react.
Lance is just holding his blue tongue skink all nonchalant like it's no big deal.
Just chilling.
I
Little
didn't
buddy.
even notice.
Is that Eastern? Don't you
This
have
is a great white northern from
Northern.
Finn Russo. He thinks it's a line trait. But with how we've got some westerns and easterns all of a sudden becoming bred more readily,
Yeah.
I'm sure tempted for one of those guys. But then Frank Fast is line breeding the black trait. And he is so close to having a pitch black northern.
I
High melanistic northern. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I seen a blue tongue skink. Somebody had it here, and they haven't figured out exactly, but it was like all white.
Like
Legit.
completely white, like leucistic white.
Yeah.
Girl, your nails are sharp.
Apparently, like there's actually a guy in Australia studying this, by the way. Like they just crop up every now and then. And
Just
I'm
in the
like,
wild population.
yeah. And he's trying to like capture them and breed them. They're trying to figure it like it's a scientist, right? Trying to figure out but this breeder here just randomly got one. I'm like, God damn it, I would buy it. They look so angry. Like I love it. I love it.
They're rather brutal when they mate too.
So are bearded dragons.
Lance, are you gonna breed her, or is she just a pet?
He's gone.
May not be able to hear.
Oh, this wireless mic hears everything. No, she's just a single. I'm not looking to breed them.
Do they
A lot of
breed
my stuff
similar
is
to
meant to be
beardies?
just singles.
Like, is it pretty much like the RAP word? Like beardies?
What?
Yeah, it's quick and it's dirty. They assert their dominance quickly.
Picking in my ear.
Yeah.
Well, it can be quick. It does not necessarily mean it is quick. They've got to go. They've got to have. The northerns can go down for only like a month, and then pretty much as fast as they come out of it, they're ready to breed. Westerns and easterns go down for multiple months, much colder temperatures, and some are ready to breed instantly, and some need a few weeks.
Okay.
It's sort of like the lychees in that they do a lot of neck biting to assert their dominance, and
So
so
do
no one will leave the any of the blue tongue skinks. You don't leave them alone. You put them in there and you watch
Supervise, yeah.
because they're dumb enough that they'll grab a leg and then gator roll and rip off their mate's leg and stuff. So you just have to be careful. I mean, head neck bruising isn't uncommon. It's it's exceedingly common, but if you're just not careful, you can. Some of them are dumb and start losing.
Yeah, that's why like last year was supposed to be our first season, like in general. But I was pregnant, so we pushed it off later because I didn't want to have like trying to breed animals while I'm pregnant and have somebody be egg bound because it was lizards at that point. And then we got into ball pythons, and I'm like, I got 5 beardies downstairs, and I really don't feel like trying to break up a bearded dragon breeding session gone wrong. Because the females are like, "Oh, I'm interested in you," and then they like, "Nope, changed my mind," and the male's like, "No, I already got consent." And that's how that happens. Like, it's quick, it's dirty. There's biting, there's fighting. Like, it's yeah.
Lily, this isn't good for any of our addictions.
No.
I said it earlier. I don't know if you were here, but knowing Jeremy's going to be very expensive. He gets breeding to tie us down.
What is that,
Can
Jeremy?
Can anybody tell me what it is?
We see the
A
head.
snake.
It's so hard.
Is it another rat snake?
It is a rat snake.
It almost reminds me of a palmetto, kind of.
Well, that would be yeah, no, I'm
But you
lost.
know what? You know what I mean? Like it reminds me of a palm, like a palmetto corn snake, kind of like the patterning.
It does, but it's not. It's not.
Call him my popcorn jelly bean.
Oh wow.
That is cool.
Are you gonna tell us what it is? Or you gonna leave
Nope.
it hanging?
I'm not telling anybody. It is a. This is a Chinese beauty snake, but it is a calico Chinese beauty snake.
Oh wow.
Ugh. Now, is that
Super cool.
Is she alright, the baby?
a line bred trait, a mutation? What is that?
Yeah, it's a recessive mutation,
Recessive?
like albinism or anything. Yeah.
That is so cool.
So, well,
Neat.
do you guys know what a normal Chinese beauty looks like?
No,
Well, I'll grab a normal so you can see the difference.
No,
I
they're
was
not
gonna,
spec-
I was gonna Google, but I mean, this is better.
Jeremy's better than Google. He's got it on hand. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. I don't have to type.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear the baby in the background. She's not happy.
Well, I
Does
feel
she-
your pain.
Does she need to snuggle with mom? Because I can do both.
All right. So here's a normal.
Oh, I like that too.
Ooh, that's a really nice pattern.
almost looks like a bull snake.
That's why I like it.
Trying to. Okay. Here we go.
See, I was gonna guess bull snake, but I'm like, I'm gonna go the other way and say rat snake.
Yeah, I do not have, nor have I ever kept any North American snakes at like New World rat snake ever.
Oh, okay.
I only keep Old
No
World.
Pituophis or anything ever, huh?
Never. And I love them. I love them a lot. It was actually, I was going to, when I got into the colubrids, I was going to do pits and like falsies and cribos. That was my first thing that I was like, okay, I'm really interested in these. They're awesome. I love big colubrids. That's what I'm going to do. But then like, I don't know why, because it's really, it's stupid for me to think this way. But I was like, but then I'm like, I'm marketing against Mother Nature, because why would somebody buy from me when they could just pick it out of their backyard, you know?
Yes.
Well,
So, I mean,
not
that's-
everywhere.
That's a stupid way to think, but it got me to the Asian colubrids, and I couldn't be happier with
Yeah.
all of these. Are, you know, a lot of these things are pretty rare in the hobby. You don't see a lot of this stuff, and I love that.
I was gonna say Dan Mueller is about the only name I can
Make me
think of
feel
when it comes to
guilty
that
for
stuff.
wanting
Yeah,
little snakes.
most of my stuff comes from Dan Miller.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
To be fair, I can't go in my backyard and find bull snakes, so I
And,
mean,
yeah, and Dan is the one who got me into the Asian colubrids, and that's where most of my stock comes from. Is Dan.
Have
Nice.
you kept any of the bamboo rat snakes or hundred
No
flower rat
bamboo.
snakes?
I was gonna do bamboos because they're the color of my company, you know, black and
Oh, sure.
so I was like, that makes sense. But
They're
again,
beautiful.
that went back to the time where I decided I'm going to focus on beauties and pitayas.
Okay.
So, well, technically it's beauties, pitayas, boega, right? So, but there's so many different boega as well. So I was thinking about that. Like I'm gonna have melanota and the Jimmy Sentas and just all the other boega that there are. I know I'm gonna have them. So I didn't want to dive into too many different things and spread myself too thin. I want to be like, I want people to think pitayas or beauty snake or boega and be like, here.
Yeah.
Anyone that's who you go to. So I didn't want to have too much to where I kind of just I fall short everywhere instead
No.
of being the guy. And really pitayas. Pitayas is my main. That's my number one focus. Pitayas.
Yeah.
Because I
So-
also, like I said, I talked about it a little bit earlier. I have a wild pot male that is quite possibly a one of a kind. There's no other like him in the world that we can find or have seen.
Wow.
So he's breeding now with my big female to see if we produce heads similar. And I have no idea what's going to happen.
Wicked.
So I'm doing that now, and they're just my main focus. So basically, I really want, in the end, people to say, if you anything about Pitayas mucosis, you go here. You know, I want to be the guy for that.
wow.
That's
There's
my-
a-
You're certainly
a lot of
the only
things
guy I
to-
know of that works with them at that extent.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really heard of them until you were on. I think were you on with just Zach or were you on Connected by Creatures? Can't remember.
Connected by creatures, yeah.
I knew it was one of them. I just couldn't remember which one. I watch a lot of content because I know a lot of people, so sometimes it just meshes all together.
I know that feeling.
Mhm.
And it's never the same watching a live like when it's not live. Because
So have you ever seen a Chihuahua, Kathleen?
I have not in person, but I've seen them.
They're so cool.
They're adorable.
Chihuahua gecko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, a lot of species, unless we buy them ourselves, we don't get to see them in person.
Oh, I can't argue that. If I didn't have the Pacific Northwest Gecko Group, I would have never known much about them. But then localities, I don't remember who it was, but somebody just mentioned to me one day, well, you know, there's bows that stay small as ball pythons, right? And I'm like, excuse me? And that's how I got
Surprise!
on this huge locality binge. If I had known what I know now, I may never have had ball pythons simply for the fact of the crazy different localities out there. I probably would have powered solo localities instead of the ball python morphs.
Yeah, I'm kind of at that point that like I want to start. I've been into snakes for a year now. Like we're getting on to that year mark, and I want to get into more species, but I'm taking my time and narrowing down what I want because I like spotted pythons. I really want those.
It's kind of overwhelming just how many there are to choose from.
Yeah, and the way
Gotta really
we
be careful.
the way
Let's see if
we
I can
do
get these out.
well the way we do things too right now is unless we want to breed it, we don't get it, which makes us think and reflect on like, do we actually want this? Because I mean, if you're getting like one thing here, one thing there, one thing here, one thing there, all that space can be used for what your breeding projects are, and you can get a lot of stuff really fast.
Yep.
So it's made us slow down and be like, okay, so what do you actually want to get as a project? It's a weird couple rule thing. And you can't just be like, okay, well, I want to breed this. I'm just going to go buy this. You have to go find a one-to-one pair. It doesn't have to be the same person, but you have to go find the one-to-one pair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of the same way. I typically buy new species in pairs too, but I don't necessarily plan to breed everything.
Cool little
Lance, is that thing white or is it just the light?
It's the light, but she's an extreme pastel. Let me see if I can get some lights on. Hang on a second.
I love how they walk.
She just looks like, oh my.
No, it's driving me nuts. My monitor is whiting her out, and I don't know how my monitor is doing it.
Huh.
Backlight in the monitor is pretty strong.
Well, it definitely wins the game.
Yeah.
Chad.
Okay, there you go. Oh wow.
Oh dear God. I didn't. Instead of an OnlyFans, I did start a Buy Me a Coffee. It's called, where you can like. It's kind of like Patreon, but it's not Patreon, and people can like if somebody wants to, because everybody's like, why can't I super chat? Why don't you have a Patreon? And I'm like, and so I set up the Buy Me a Coffee thing, but I will not do. Well, I mean, I could do OnlyFans. Snakes in
So this is our female days, Gekana Days, named after the company Gekana Days. She's a really light. She's high pinks, greens, but she's super light. She gave us 4 good eggs last year, and only 2 of the babies thrived. The other 2 just up and failed to thrive. I mean, they're all kept the exact same way, and 2 died and 2 lived. So,
are they known to be delicate as babies?
You know, I really don't know that answer. But then, if you look at my other pair, they produced crappy eggs all year long. I've got nothing to show for it. But Emily did lay her first set of eggs for the year, so maybe we'll see. So here's not her boyfriend, but the other boy. Let's see, are you gonna attack me?
Until somebody put a Chihuahua next to a lychee, I would have told you a Chihuahua was an adolescent lychee, but I know the difference now. But walking through the shows, I couldn't have told you the difference where someone explained it to me.
So this is Butt Pike,
That's so dope.
son of Turnpike and Button.
Turnpike.
Wait, so is that a lychee or a?
No, this is a Chewy.
Wait.
If it was a
How the
lychee,
heck does that breed with a crested gecko?
because if you get the males, dang, my flashlight's making it worse.
Yeah. Washing it out.
Bah humbug. But he's really, really dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell
Super,
he's-
super dark.
He's
Very
so
cool.
pretty.
His eyes stand
No.
out really well, though. You can see his eyes.
Yeah. So he is at most maybe 12
Stared me
inches
down.
with
That's
that
horrible.
tail.
Nice.
But I'm not bringing out a lychee. There's a reason why they're named Leakianus.
Yeah, they're a little angry.
I know plenty of people who will tell you that, they're great pets.
Oh yeah. I mean, just look at Steve leaping lychees and Bubba. Bubba don't give no care. We held Bubba for hours at Tinley.
Oh wait, people saying that these are great and calm and chill, and then they turn out not to be. I wouldn't know what that's like. Did
You know,
guys
for the
see
most
my
part, our
angry
lychees
little
are pretty scaredy cats, but they can get pretty cage aggressive and sometimes. But they've also done really weird things. Like I've had them beg to come out and walk over my shoulders and walk right back in their cage, and you're like, okay,
Thank
Cool.
you for that.
yeah, I won't
Leeches
argue.
have kind of a gnarly bite, too, don't they?
Yes, except the gargoyles have, I'm told, the biggest pound per bite out of the New Caledonians.
Is it up there with Tokay? I know
Um,
Tokay's not New Caledonia, but
No, but yeah, I think the gargoyles are right up there with New Caledonians, or I'm sorry, with the Tokays. Now, the funny part about the lychees are the lychees will bite you so fast that you don't think anything of it until you see just a row of razors.
yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm bleeding.
You know
Oops.
what though? I wouldn't want to get bit by, and this sounds funny because you guys seen how little my little baby is. I would not want to get bit by one of my Cuban false chameleons. Reason being, they're snail eaters, and they bite
Yep.
shell and all.
Yep.
So can you imagine the power behind that?
They got a lot of pounds per square inch and then molars.
And they
Yep.
literally spit out tiny little shards of shell. when they're
Yep, my
done.
Bluey grabbed me once. I was trying to feed her a roach, and she jumped. Instead of just taking it, she jumped at it and took my thumb. And the flat part of my thumb couldn't care, of course, right? It's thick enough. I've done enough with my hands that she didn't make it, but she got the top of my
Oh yeah. Ugh.
the top of the cuticle and took that just as quick as a. So, don't hand
You
feed.
latch on and she
Tongue
let
feed.
go.
Oh, she let go. She jumped and let go instantly.
Ugh,
But
So,
Hey,
yeah, no.
you know, of all the animals in my collection that I don't want to get bit by any of them. I even, with the baby ball pythons, I'll tend to just, try to encourage them not to bite just because for saving their teeth. But of all the animals in my collection that have bit me, the most painful bite was a 1-year-old green tree.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Wasn't even that big. I mean, it's a year old. Their head's the size of my thumb, like not even the whole thumb, just like the end of it. But
Yeah.
they have a lot of power behind that strike at that size.
man, my Aru will take any cheap shot he can on you.
That's
He
my
is.
my Biak Lilith is that way too, and she's 4. I don't want to take that bite.
No. Oh hell no! Especially my bigger boa or my older boas. I don't need anybody getting frisky.
I also wouldn't want to get bit by my Mississippi map turtles because they can snap through pretty hard.
Oh. Yeah.
They have
No,
a straight
thank
up
you.
beach. Yeah, they'll hurt you.
Yeah. We got one, and I mean they're probably 16 or 17 now because we took them in. They were surrender, and one's got like one of its eyes wonky, so it looks like it's always winking at you. My God! But he's like, "I'm going to eat you," and the other one's so chill. like chill. But
That's
the other
awesome,
ones,
Jeremy.
oh my, what is that pretty? You guys are distracting me with all the cute things. Ugh. I just don't know.
An albino radiated rat snake.
See, I don't know anything about the radiated rats. I've heard of them. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, they're actually cousins to the trinket rat snake I had out earlier.
Ooh, it's almost like peach.
Yeah. It's like kind of orange peaches on the head, and then it
And some pinks in there.
purple. And again, it's like having 2 or 3 snakes because at her tail it goes to nothing. It's just a cream,
Yeah.
like almost patternless cream color.
Neat.
It's ombre.
Yeah.
And it just gets lighter and lighter at the tail. But then the more you come up to the head, the more pattern and color there.
That's, oh man. My list is getting bigger.
Yeah.
It grows and
Yeah.
grows.
The trick is just don't keep a list. You'll
I
never,
think-
you'll never
That's all I
fill
had
it.
to do with all of this is he kept a list.
Okay,
See,
Aurora, who you got?
The problem is like there are 3 people in the house that are into reptiles and everybody wants different stuff.
Ooh, that's hard.
Yeah.
So you almost have like, even with the ball pythons, we have his collection, her collection, Scarlett's collection, and then we have ours, which is all shared genes.
Uh-oh, we have another camera blooper. What do you got there, Aurora? Coming to say hi.
This is one of my keepers. She's a type 2 Anery ghost pet leopard. This is Jupiter's the father to this girl. So she's all grayscale. And I've been calling these purple ghosts because there's no way you're going to see it on camera. But this line of hypo leaves purple coloration in the snake. I can't explain it. It's weird. But
You're
she's
right. The camera's not really doing it justice, but you can tell there's
No.
something there. It's
You
not.
can,
Yeah,
you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
She's the darkest patterned ghost I've ever seen, which is she's gonna be making amazing leopards for that contrast.
I need a bow.
Do I need to pull my Anery out then?
Yeah.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing, though.
Follow the
When I
energy.
get a boa, I have to get a 1-to-1 pair. So, like, I don't even know. That's the problem.
There's a lot of different kinds.
Oh, Lance running off.
I like the doom rolls. I really like the doom rolls, and apparently that's like a boring boa, but I like those.
It's just because there's no morphs, but they're gorgeous just as they are.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
Hey,
say,
they're
doom
like-
rolls are their own color. Who cares
Yeah.
anything after that?
Yeah, they got
And
so
their
much
patterning's
pink.
kind of cool, and they got like pinks in them, and
Any bow that has pink has my vote.
yeah, I
Okay,
just
so-
like. Okay, hold on.
So this is a Paragonera Venezuela boa.
More boas.
It is a peninsula off the northern tip of Venezuela. They are integrated between BI and BC. And so they show a little bit of both traits. And you can naturally find the Anery in the wild.
awesome.
And so lots of people, some of the bigger names in the locality boa world are in close contact with the, with the locals, and they will send them photos of the Paragonera Venezuelans in their natural red tail colors and this Anery color. And so I have a male and female Anery,
Yeah, that's
and we're working on the conversation right now if there is such thing as a light phase and a dark phase Anery. And so I have one of each just for the conversation piece, and then can we prove it out or figure it out? So they're 2 years old now, so we'll see if there's anything to show for it. But I know Chris right now is working on his own pair of light dark to see what he can start working towards on that answer. And then these guys will, hello there.
This is
These guys will be the next adventure towards that question of, does the light and the dark phase Aneries mean anything, or are they just a different variant of Anery.
Beautiful.
I like that one a lot.
We did Booper.
That
Thanks.
contrast is nice.
Yeah, those borders are amazing.
I don't care if I sound crazy or like that lady, but anytime I see a Booper, I'm like, it's a Booper. I can't help it. It could be a Cobra, and I'm like, he's a Booper.
Yeah.
That thing.
I highly recommend you don't boop Morelia on the nose. Just saying.
I highly
Challenge
recommend not
accepted.
booping many on the snoot.
Yeah, I
Unless
know.
maybe
Actually,
it's like
I've
a
never-
ball python who thinks he's too big for his own britches.
Actually, I don't boop on the snoots. I'm not dumb, but I can't help it myself and go, it's a Booper. They're just adorable. I like it when people like boop hog noses, and I'm like, really? they eat anything.
So
They
this
will
is a
certainly
hog
try.
island. Probably the most
Yeah, I love the Hog Island stuff.
misused, mistreated boa in the locality world.
Probably one of the most well-known.
Instead of buying into the Anery blood,
Mhm.
a lot of people will cheat and raise a hog island and then breed it into their mutts for morph colors.
I mean hypo. The hypo.
Oh, hypo, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, hypo.
No problem.
They'll cheat and use the hog island as a natural occurring hypo and breed it into their mutts
Huh.
and call it a hypo blah blah blah, or say it's half hog
See-
island, and it's like it doesn't work that way.
That's something I would do, but only because I'm not knowledgeable, not because I'm like purposely cheating. I'd be like, oh, let's just smash them together to see what happens.
In the mutt world, it works, but for the locality people that are worried about keeping what few animals we've got in captivity, it's
My-
definitely not cool.
My
Yeah.
dog's a mutt, and he's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
That Sunset Project was pretty popular for a while.
By the way, anybody in the chat has questions. I mean, this is your chance. Like, this is a wide spectrum of.
I don't answer questions. I don't do that.
And this is her boyfriend. He's got a really wonky left eye. I don't know if he had a bad shed and he's refused to shed it off, but I've done like full water soaks where he has no choice but to soak, and he still won't. That eye, whatever's going on with that eye, will not clear up.
Huh.
So
That's
is
a
it
lot.
a single cloudy eye is what you're saying?
Yep, just a single eye that's cloudy.
You think it like a cataracts?
You know, that's a great question. That would be really weird for this young of a snake.
Yeah, I mean it would, but I don't know. I'm just so I can't see it, but I'm throwing it out there because I've had.
I never realized I was that grainy. I thought this was a stronger camera than that. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's moving around and stuff, so I can't get a clear shot of it.
Mm.
So I was just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good question, and I don't know enough. You know, that might explain a lot of things, but I just keep his humidity extra high so that every shed's guaranteed good. But okay, you gonna be friendly?
Was the eye cap in the last shed?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's not a retained eye cap.
Hi.
Not that we know anymore. Hey kid, how are you? Welcome.
What's your name?
What's your name? Kimber.
Hi, Kimber.
Hi, Kimber.
Do you like snakes?
You little snakies. You want to go show him a snake? You want to show him a snake? What snake? You want to go get one? Go get one.
So this is the one locality that I've wanted forever. And this is a crawl key.
Oh, they took the snake hook and everything.
Is that an insular boa?
It's another Belize Island boa.
Oh.
I've heard you
We
talk
only
about
have-
it, but I've never looked it up on a map.
Out of 20 islands or so, we only have like 5 in captivity.
Woo.
Oh,
She's got an
spicy.
attitude.
Little spice.
Little bit of sass. We love a little sass.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll go grab something else too.
Keeps you on your toes.
Oh my
No
goodness.
joke.
Oh my goodness.
What do you got?
What do you got?
That's big boy?
This is Snake Gyllenhaal, the Purple Passion.
The big boy.
It's her favorite boy.
What's your snake's name? Did you name it?
Yeah, she calls him Big Boy, and we actually got this. She was 5, coming on, and they were basically born at the same time. So we have pictures of this thing, like, worm-sized hatchling in her lap, as an infant.
Wow.
And
I wanted to get newborn photos done with my Ivory. My Ivory's a big girl, but the photographer wasn't into that idea.
So
I
cool.
said we could take a picture of the set with the snake there first because they slither around and stuff, movement and stuff. And then we'll Photoshop that in with a picture of the set with the baby in it, I thought it would have been cute, but the photographer said no.
Sounds like a new photographer's needed.
Well, it worked out well because my baby peed all over her. So,
Oh, well, that'll teach you for not liking snakes.
yeah.
Hey, Moose.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Moose is with us.
An only game for coffee money. What? Word on the street.
Lance,
I don't go in an only game. I don't drink coffee.
I don't drink
I-
coffee either.
We have a cupboard dedicated to coffee.
So, yes, Moose, I think that sentence just confirmed. Yes, she has created a coffee money site thinger.
coffee money.
Yeah, I did. But it's like literally $3 a month.
Oh, it's not only game. Damn it, I was excited. I will only game you if you pay me in coffee. Now, that sounded exciting.
No, it's called buy me a coffee, I guess it is, and then you can sign up for a $3 donation a month or whatever or something. I'm like, I'll put it out there because people are asking and people want a super chat, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, you have to sup. No. My only perk is after 2 months you get a sticker pack.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, what was the
What
question?
do I have to offer people?
I didn't have a question. I just commented that your mug's as big as your head.
Yep. It's a 64 ouncer. I have a 2-liter downstairs.
64-ounce mug.
Yeah,
John,
that's
look at the
64
size
ounces.
of this thing. It's a beer mug, right?
Yeah, it's a
64 ounces.
beer horn.
Okay, so at what point do you start calling the Stein?
Today, right now. Screw
Oh,
it.
go with your Stein.
Aurora, what do you got there?
Your metal
I want to
Stein.
see what the kiddo's got.
Your Stein.
Oh, I didn't see the kiddo change snakes.
Ooh, is that a Pinto Pine?
Oh, it's the one with the hat.
Oh, but I want to show it.
It is the one.
Hat
with the-
snake.
Oh my goodness, that's so cute.
Is it a Pinto or a special?
So who knows what it is?
Hold on, let me see a second. Hold on.
The angry eyebrow.
Is it a Cinepide? No. That was my only guess.
This is a lesser pie, but possible other genetics involved.
Cool. I was going to say, not the trait I expected for a lesser.
No.
Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't expect that to be lesser.
I was going to say, it's got a healthy eyes. It's
It's a
got
lesser.
lots of color. It's got almost nothing, which is true for a lesser also, but that cap's not known for a lesser.
Right, and that's where the other genetics come into play. And it's actually genetics I can't speak on because I haven't proven them yet.
Could it be paradoxing and not another gene?
No, there's definitely another gene. I could show you some other
You can
animals.
see his brother.
So this is the first pied we ever produced.
That's
Oh,
what she said.
Ooh.
Well, this one and his brother. And there's I don't know. I don't like to say I have things that it's so brand new and crazy. Nobody's got this. I want to prove it first, and that's why I don't like talking about it because I don't know what it is. So this year, hopefully, I'll prove it. Him and his brother are breeding this year, His brother is actually going to a normal. That way, if there is something in there, I can single it out.
Right.
Hell yeah.
And then
Her laugh is infectious, just so you know.
his brother,
I know. I'm sitting here like dying, and I'm like, oh, man.
So this
And Jeremy, that's a great
There's-
attitude to have. That's a great way to handle it.
yeah,
There's
well,
John
this,
Stein.
this is the brother, right? So this is the.
Kathleen,
what
blow
it
him
is?
up.
Oh, hold on. I only got so many fingers here that work on this hand.
So, how many people are in here? We'll
10.
talk. This is a special event, right? So I bred a. Where's the pastel pie? I bred a pastel pied, which I'll show you right here.
Okay.
That's a big boy. So I bred this guy to a lesser het pied and got that.
Wait, is that an
Whoa.
So,
I'm confused.
That looks like a pastel pie that never lost its color.
And he's 3
Damn
years
straight.
old.
yeah, and this, I mean, yeah, this guy's 3 years old, so it's not like he doesn't have baby color still. I mean,
Right.
he's older, he's bigger, and he still just has.
And that other pod almost
So
looks like
bright.
when they say it has the het exanthic influence.
So
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's super bright. And there's more babies. I had more babies this year from that mom. So I've figured out that it comes from the mom, not from the dad.
Oh, snap.
Ooh.
So the Ragnar.
And mom's a lesser het.
So mom is a lesser het pie, which actually he is bringing back to mom this year. So I want to see he's going to a normal and back to mom.
So the goal is to see if you can
right,
reproduce.
either make a super or single it out or both. I
Yeah.
want to do both.
Hmm.
Just so I can see what's going on. And again, that's why I don't talk about it. But like this comes from the same mom, and this is just a pastel. But for a pastel, again, very bright, very clean, very crisp. I don't know how well it's coming through.
Yeah, no, it's
The back, there's no blushing on the back. Super black back.
what's the belly look like?
But
So bright.
so bright, but no blushing on the back. So like people have said, oh well, maybe she's a pastel and you made supers. Well, super would be super blushed out,
Right.
and the head would be blushed out, which she has a blushed head, but it's not super, blushed.
That's why, I'm also saying that's very clean for pastel. That's why I was looking at the
Wow.
belly to see if maybe like there's yellow belly in there or something.
There's something going on.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, and this is
Do you-
mom. She's
Do you maybe think it's a low quality OD? Because even a low quality OD would make that look insane.
see, I have no idea. This girl was an accidental buy. I got her, for $100. And this was years, 2015, 2014, something like that.
Yeah.
And Lesser has always been my favorite single gene at everything. I just love Lessers. I always have, because some people know I'm a huge fan of Ralph Davis. He's kind of like the guy I look up to, who I
Great
want
stuff.
to kind of be like, So
Yeah.
I love Lesser stuff, and whenever we got back into snakes, because she wanted to kind of dive into it, so I wanted to buy a bunch of babies and teach her how to raise them. I didn't want to buy adults, so I bought all new babies so we could raise them. I could teach her everything I know, and we could do this properly. And I just happened to see this Lesser, and it was at the door as we're leaving the show, and it's some guy. He had 3 snakes, and this was one of them, and they were in deli cups. And it was he didn't have a banner, a card, nothing. Like just these 3 babies, little babies in these deli cups. So I bought it, and you can even see get the one with the crazy tail, the Lesser. It's like you can see her tail is super crazy.
This episode's full of mysteries.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And this
We're
tail,
keeping that title going.
yeah, this tail like gets moved on to the babies as well. I have some lessers that were she popped out
Wait.
this year.
What's exactly in that one? Just lesser?
It's just a lesser het pie. That's what it was sold as from this random guy.
I need a hook for that.
You know what that almost reminds me of at the tail end? Only because I have one. Pastel lesser. Not a pastel lesser. A lesser leopard.
It does kind of look like that, yeah. But her tail's super crazy, and she passed it on to most of her babies.
But you know what, though? What you showed before that because leopard does some crazy stuff, and it brightens and enhances as well as the pattern too, right?
Here's one of her babies from this year. The tail.
Ooh.
Dude, that's got to have leopard.
Where am I going?
Oh, where's freaking Chris Ward when I need him?
She passes all of that, and then like a lot of, you only really, like on this one you have some keyholes, you know, the holes up at the top on the alien heads, but most of the body isn't. Most of them have none like her. She has one or two up at the neck, but everything else is super smooth. Look how bright. And again, these are genetically from what I paired. This is just the pastel lesson. So everything can only be pastel. Technically.
Wow.
I don't know. It's for some reason it's like I'm also new and not very smart in this nor knowledgeable, but it looks to like I don't know. Am I being insane? Does that look leopard to you guys?
That does not look leopard.
I have a
Like the pattern on it's insane though.
Oh,
That's not leopard.
I don't
There's
know.
something going on there, but I don't think
The
it's
other
leopard.
one though, the lesser kind of like looked lesser leopard to me. Which would explain a whole crap.
And then, and then the girl next to this one of another one of them. Yeah, got a bunch of cocoa in the tail.
He's a Cocoa Man.
So, and again, crazy tail.
Look at that blushing.
Yeah, the blushing is ridiculous.
And you said there's no lesser in that?
This is lesser, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is basically like a copy, kind of a mom with pastel. This year, these come from. So she's a lesser het pie. She was bred to a killer clown. So they're all
Yeah.
pastel, and that's why I say for sure they're pastel.
Wow. Great.
I also love the het clown influence. Oh,
And this never comes. It always kind of looks the same, but this one is actually like in person is like orange, and this one is like a neon yellow. It never really comes out on camera, but they're different. Like in person, you can see they're very different in color. And maybe you can kind of see it here. So in the back of this one, it's smooth and kind of creamy. And this one gets a lot darker around the edges in the back. I don't know, it's the camera never picks it up right. Special Agatha.
I love ball python genetics. And this is why I am petrified to have hatchlings this year. I'm going to be like, what the F am I looking at?
This one didn't really get a crazy tail, but she's still super nice, super flamed, super clean.
Damn.
Very nice.
Were there any normal lesser looking animals in the club?
No. Like, what do you mean normal
Like
lesser?
a standard lesser. Past the
Well,
lesser.
yeah, there were and there are. Like, give me the male up there.
Look at her, by the way, just twirling that like stick snake hook.
No, he's got a crazy tail.
Or the one next to him.
Like a boss.
Yeah, I know. I'm like not that talented at all.
You show Jason's tail?
I think so.
This is the
That's
crazy
the first one you did, isn't it? Give me this.
I don't have a snake hook.
How do you not have a snake hook?
I have ball pythons.
I have so many snakes. I have so many.
I just
That's
got one
making-
when I got my crazy scaleless rat snake.
I'm going to
I
tell
had
you right
to
now, if
have
you're going
four
to
my
breed
snake
ball
hooks.
pythons, you're going to want a snake hook. Comes time to take mom off
Yeah.
off eggs.
So this one is a pastel lesser, but for sure, I think you'll agree with me. I think so. He's 100% het clown, 50% het pied, but I'm pretty sure the het pied's going to prove on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that one has the more standard, lesser, single eye keyholes, no keyholes. The pattern's fairly consistent all the way down until the ringer. Maybe a little bit of the influence in the tail, but
Yeah, he does still at the tip. Like
yeah.
we can get it back there.
I agree with you, Moose. I got 2 hooks still after my ringer. That's funny. Yeah, I like that ringer. I love ringers.
Something interesting there, man. Then you see what the visual pie did.
Right.
And I love that you're chasing it. You're not just out there screaming anything. You're just like,
Yeah.
I got this. You all don't need to know. I'll really break it over your heads once I'm ready.
Yeah.
Give it time to figure out.
Yeah. Like I don't want to be that guy. I mean, it's only going to hurt me if it's nothing,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, why try to be? What am I going to be, a 10-minute celebrity having the next big whiz bang, and then when it comes out to be nothing? And that's why I don't talk about it. Bradley and Zach try to get me to talk about it, and they know that they're not like crazy pressuring me, but they did on their live. They try to get me to talk about it, and they know I won't. They've seen all the pictures and everything I have, but I don't talk about it. Just like I have a Pataeus again. That there's never another one seen like it anywhere, and I know for a fact. But again, I don't even know it. What if it's just an anomaly? I don't know what it is. It could be nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
It could be. It could
go
be an
out there.
incubation funny.
Yeah, things happen, and it could prove to be nothing. So until I have proof, until I can show every single bit, whether I get hets this year and then in 3 or 4 years prove it out, I want to show that whole process. So I'm taking pictures all along the way. I'm documenting everything. And if it happens, great. But it's going to be a few years from now. And I'm going to have all my documentation so nobody can debunk or say anything different. I'm completely upfront.
So are you going to try to break it down, kind of breed out the genes a little bit?
Yeah, well, in the Pataeus, he's going to a normal. He's going to a wild type female. So,
Yeah.
boom, right off the bat, that's straight to a wild type. And with this, this will be the first year. Like I said, the bright boy is going to a normal and back to mama. And then the lesser pied, who, and I don't know that showed up. I think I had pictures up, but that spot on his head, there's yellow and orange pixels inside and green hues. It's weird. There's weird pixels, and that's why I think that either the pastels in there, there's something else in there. But they're both breeding this year, so obviously everything they produce I'm keeping all of it. I don't even know that I'll show many pictures of it. I don't know. I'm just keeping it all and gonna figure it out. Hopefully the one going to the normal shows me something. But again, I still don't even know if that will prove anything. I think I still have to even hold those babies from the normal and breed those back.
Long-term project.
Yeah. So again, I don't really talk about it. I only did it because a special thank you to Kathleen and everybody tonight. We did a little show and tell here, but I'll never talk about it again.
It's fine. This isn't broadcasted or anything. It's just us 5.
Yeah.
Or 6. It's just us 6. I mean,
If
nobody
y'all
knows.
tell anybody about it, I'll deny it forever. So,
This conversation never happened.
Yeah.
If my
Nobody
computer
knows.
explodes, I'm blaming Jeremy.
It's funny though, because you're saying you could have something you never talked about. And then I get like almost excited, but yet a little bit jealous because my 6-year-old has a snake that possibly has Billy's gene in it, like
Oh.
Billy at MC, that he's trying to prove out. And like the thing looks so different. For like, the thing is like, it's a yellow belly het pied, pos het lav, and it's possible Billie Jean. And I swear to God, like it's like that orange in person. Like,
and knowing pretty much anyone that has anything from Billy, I'm just gonna say you have possible het monsoon. Like, you might as well just throw it. It's everywhere.
maybe well, the thing is, it's not from Billy. It's from Chris Ward. The father was from Billy and has Billy's gene in it.
Nice. Anything to do with Billy is, in my book, 25% possible het monsoon.
Damn, if my female asphalt has monsoon in her, that'd be wicked.
It has to be. Y'all keep pronouncing it asphalt. It has to be het.
Yeah. Asphalt.
You Americans.
We got the albino lovers in the chat.
No, they're not.
Kayla's not here.
Yeah, no, she's in another live right now. But yeah, no, she's not here. The albinos. Oh my God, it makes me cringe hearing that albino.
But you say asphalt.
Yeah, asphalt's
Okay,
not better.
to be fair though,
Yeah,
be fair,
that's how it's said in Canada. We
asphalt and asphalt, like the actual like driveway stuff. Oh hey Shane. Oh God, Shane first. You're 2 hours in, Shane. You're not first.
Shane's
Way to go, Shane.
Like I'm not joking. He's like first. God.
Yeah, he's first.
It's his
He's
first
first in
comment.
line for being the last person in this stream.
Oh my God. Yeah, I agree with Moose. Nice one, Shane. I can actually hear you saying it in my mind. It's kind of like when you hear that kid go, tag, you're in it. Like, that's how I picture it, like him going like, first. Oh God, I started something. I know it. Yeah, no. But anyways, asphalt and asphalt, the driveway stuff is actually different in Canada. Oh my God, Canada.
media.
You can't even pronounce your own country. I'm throwing everything you just said out the window.
Yeah. You know why I said that? Because Shane popped in, and that's how he says Canada is Canada.
I've called it.
I've been
Canada-
talking to
Canada
Shane
land.
too much. I've been talking to Shane too much.
I had a first aid, Red Cross et al. Trainer that was Canadian. He was down for like a year for training or something. And I was a volunteer human mannequin. And the guy made it very clear to everyone, he's Canadian. He hates the word A. He doesn't do any of that stuff. Quit stereotyping. And I don't, for the life of me, I don't remember his word. But he adopted a different word, and that was his A. Like, it didn't matter that it wasn't the word. To him, it was all about the word A. But it didn't matter because whatever the word was, it was the A.
I'll be honest. I do say A, but it's A's more.
Where'd you go?
You might. Oh, we lost her.
Did
We
everybody
lost those. Mystery power.
What was that?
You just vanished.
Yeah, you took off.
Are you
guys
You were
being
telling us
censored?
about A, and then you vanished.
That was
The
so
Canadian
weird.
version.
Okay, so you guys all vanished on me, and it had like this weird like globe thing going around, like a globe.
That was like StreamYard buffering.
Yep.
Weird.
You lost.
No,
internet.
like
You're-
you know, like a
lost
world,
signal.
you know, like a world globe.
Yeah.
That was in all your guys'.
Yeah, it's a buffering symbol. Your StreamYard was buffering. Because the
I've
rest
never
of us
seen
was-
that. I've never seen that buffering before.
well,
And may
first
you
time
never
for
see it
everyone.
again.
That was so weird. It was in place of. I'm like, I'm going to stop talking if the government's listening to me.
Well, let's show them some snakes.
Yeah.
This is a hypo, another a litter mate to the other one that I had out here, but this is it without the
Ooh.
type 2 anery. So this is all the pinks and orange.
Yeah, hypo is my favorite. Oh, I love it. Just straight hypo. The peaches and pinks and
Mm-hmm.
gosh.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
Yeah, and
Hypo Jungle Boy.
The
is very
Undertale too is just
oh.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
of course it does not show up on camera as well as it
Yeah.
should.
good. No.
Never.
Does. She's a pretty girl. But Shane wants me to go get Tora, so I better go
You better
grab
go.
her.
You better go.
Tora.
We have a request. But this
Hey,
is Kira.
at least we're getting
She's my
requests. This is better than the one Cusco live that I was the host on and got asked to pull a lychee. That was nuts.
holdback. Ooh, I don't remember that one.
I think I missed that one.
What? How?
I don't think I was a
Did you get
Cusco
bit?
person.
That was when he wasn't doing the public lives. It was just the Patreon live, wasn't
It was
it?
just the Patreon
I
stuff.
missed that week. I missed yours and Bradley's because of work.
Well, damn work.
I'll be right back.
Yes. Okay. Is there a problem with me saying that's pretty? Corey, it's past your bedtime. Go to bed.
You're
He's
drunk.
6
Go to bed.
He can't be drunk. He's 16.
That doesn't.
Oh,
mean-
honey. I wish I believed that, but yes.
Hey, we can legally drink at 19 here.
Damn, y'all rowdy.
Actually, there's 2 provinces you can drink at 18 legally here.
My father's rule was if you were under his roof, he didn't care. But if you took a beer and took a drink, you couldn't leave the house.
Yep.
So I've been drinking since 14.
11.
Wow.
But
Damn. Now
let's not. Okay, let's be clear. It's not like he was opening the beer fridge every night for me. But,
Right.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
what, that had to been, what, like 19, 20, 30 something?
Yeah, prohibition sucked, but we got through it.
I think I was 11.
Oh.
I was 11 when I started drinking.
Jesus. Rowdy.
Okay, I lived in a small town in Canada. What am I supposed to do? There's cows and
Snow.
ocean.
You live in Letterkenny.
Well, up until about 11 months ago, you could just cross the border, but
Hey,
I
what
was
we
gonna
got?
say that was the go-to answer for most college students across the border.
Yeah, we got to get our passports so when COVID's all done, I can go grocery shopping in the States.
Hell
last
yeah.
time I was in Canada, all you needed was your driver's license to get across.
Same.
Yeah,
That's
no,
true.
Yeah, it's not going to work anymore, kids.
No,
Unless you got
no, we
enhanced
have to. We
You
have to
need
have a
that passport.
passport.
So
If you're like the kids where they're under 16, I have to get their long form birth certificate showing like who's their mom and who's their dad. And like if it's just me going across without John actually has to sign a letter saying I can take the 2 youngest across.
Oh,
Wow.
There's
so,
no baby daddy on the oldest, so I'm good.
So on the up here in Washington, the Bellingham Costco sells the most milk out of the whole nation because milk in the States is cheaper than in Canada. And so the Canadians cross the border instantly, momentarily, hourly, what do you want to call it, and buy gallons of milk. They
Yeah.
come in
I
grocery
heard
shopping,
that.
at least
I've
for the
heard that
major stuff
before.
that we can get cheaper here.
Is that where you're at, Lance? Bellingham, Washington?
No, I'm down in Puyallup.
So there's also something different about your guys' milk too. Because John has a lactose intolerant like thing going on. He can't drink Canadian milk, but he can drink American milk.
What?
I assure
What?
you, there is lactic acid.
Start the conspiracy theories. Let's go. Canadian milk versus American.
No, I think they
what are they
put
putting
like
in the
I think they put like lactate in it in the States, like something like that.
No.
I don't know. What were you saying, Cure? I can barely hear you.
Miss Cure's from Washington.
Oh, what part?
Oak Harbor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
My
so-
cousin just retired from the military base right next door.
Well, I know fuck all about Washington, but you said Bellingham, and we had stayed in Bellingham.
My dad has a house
Her,
there.
her dad had a house.
Oh, hot damn.
So we came up there. That was a few years ago. We were up there for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you got to go back. The breweries and the meaderies have blown up like no tomorrow.
Yeah, it was beautiful up there. And she actually hates it up there, and
Oh.
I wanted to move there. I loved it. It was amazing.
Oh, don't you start on me, Shane. I'm from a small milking community.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
What?
Yeah, sure, you betcha.
You got a pop.
Did my accent
Oh,
slip?
here we go.
Just to let that
Did
marinate.
my accent
Oh, no, we're
slip?
just having fun. You
I'll
got
bring
to
the
start it.
Mars
We're
bars.
just joining in the party here.
Okay, because I try to stop my accent from slipping.
Oh, girl, embrace the accent.
It's a good time.
Hmm.
It sounds like Letterkenny. Like, seriously.
Letterkenny's fantastic.
Oh my god.
So what don't you like about Oak Harbor?
I just hate the constant rain and overcast, and I hate being cold. I like 110 degrees and 100% humidity. It's great.
Oof.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no
I
wonder
love
you don't like Washington. You're never going to get that here.
I miss snowboarding because we actually used to go up to Canada to go to Whistler and go snow.
Yeah, I've got friends that love to do that. I feel you on that one.
I miss that, but I don't miss the cold. I don't miss driving in snow, living in snow. Just, it's
I'm
good.
tired of snow.
I loved
Like-
it up there. I don't care.
That
It's
is a
beautiful
animal.
to visit. I don't.
Oh,
wanna-
I love snow, man. I 15 and a half. So at 15 and a half, my uncle handed me the keys and said, "You're driving home from Christmas Eve service." Quarter-ton truck, no weight in the back. Thanks, Unc. Love you.
You're alive, so.
Learn how to
Yeah.
drift.
But Jesus God.
Oh, well, no, I
Christmas
would have been
jumps.
in deep shit.
Yeah,
Oh
taught
my
you a
goodness.
valuable life lesson. That's why you're still here with us
Double
today.
pump the brakes.
Yeah, no, I'm sure your fiance, wife can tell you metric ton stories of how stupid that we are in rain, snow, sleet. It doesn't really matter. Washington's a bunch of idiots driving, and Oregon. Let's not get that mistaken.
Okay.
Washington and Oregon.
So it was so cold here today because I just went and did the math. It was so cold here today that in Fahrenheit it was negative 16.6.
God,
It was 70
What?
here today.
it was 70
Damn,
degrees
girl.
in my house today.
And it was a warmer day.
On Christmas.
It was 70 degrees here.
Jeez Louise.
That's what I love. I love
Like it wasn't that bad today, I thought.
So what is it in Celsius?
Negative 27.
Oh, okay.
Which it's not even the worst of it. Like we hit like negative 30, 37, 40, no problem.
Wow. And what's your precipitation?
Oh, that's with the wind chill.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to remember New Brunswick's surrounded by ocean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
we
why I
don't
asked the
get-
question because
don't
I'm just not sure.
Yeah, we don't get the humid, or not the humid. We don't get the dry winters. We get like there's humidity in the
It's
air,
wet.
right?
Yeah.
So it's wet, and which is worse in the summer too.
Bet it's monkey.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like to inhale my water.
Well, guys, I don't know how much longer you
And
guys
that's how
Hydration,
she
though.
drinks her water.
Just like being
Inhale.
efficient, you know?
What was that, Chris?
I don't know how much longer you guys are planning to go, but my phone is telling me it's going to die pretty quick.
No
Okay.
phone, don't die.
So I'm
So
not
maybe we'll
sitting-
give it about another 10 minutes. If anybody's got any questions in the chat, this is your time to shine. It's also 1:15 midnight here.
So ask your shit. Come on, crowd.
Bring it on.
Yo,
Do
we
they
were
make
Showing you a
Well,
mental crap ton of different species. Why don't you have
I was gonna
questions?
say, Jeremy
Maritime-
and his wife have been teasing us all night. Aurora's been teasing us. I got, I got to misidentify a blue tongue skink for
So
we've had a fun
Shane,
time.
if you're going to spell maritime properly, you're going to spell it Maritime. Oh my god, I can hear my freaking accent slipping. Like I'm struggling tonight.
Hey,
And
drop the mic on him.
No, thank you.
the streets.
Also
No.
remember that I live in a very French community, and I'm fluently bilingual.
I'm in the French Links, right?
Froggy.
So no, not
Moose.
like Acadian French.
Well, yeah.
Froggy.
That's what we don't have.
So Acadians were like people from France were shunned, right, and sent here, and then the Acadians that were shunned and kicked out of New Brunswick were sent down to Louisiana and became the Cajuns.
Oh, wow.
We live next door to Acadiana Parish.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't use counties like the rest
Small
of the
world.
country. They're all called parishes. So they still follow French laws.
Yeah.
I want to answer Moose's question real quick. Moose's wife requested to see my female Gotham, and I want to let her know. Unfortunately, she is spending her quarantine in my daughter's room, and my daughter's asleep, so I don't want to go down and get her. But she's a beautiful little girl.
Oui, le français. Vous parlez pas français? That's all you're getting out of me.
So Aurora and I share a fun passion hobby of World of Warcraft. I was leading raids 10 years ago, and we had a Canadian gal, and we pugged, which means people outside of the guild, pugged a Canadian, and I didn't think anything of it. And she's like, "Are you Canadian?" And he's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Froggy?" "Yeah." "Froggy!" It starts going off, and I'm like, "Shut the hell up. We do not need to lose this guy. Keep the peace. Stop making fun of the Frenchie."
Would you like a baguette?
It was awesome.
Shane, crepes.
Watching the Warren Canadians, and I had to play
Crepes and
Peacemaker.
baguettes.
Shane, crepes. Crepes are French. Like they're
Crepes?
not. Oh my god. He's like, "Do you make crepes?" And I'm like,
You make creepies?
Creepy.
"Crepes."
Country is
Crepes. In
Y'all got
French, we
creepies
roll
up there?
our R's.
Crepes.
Crepes. Crepes.
Poor Corey, slapping his face, male, slapping his face, male.
It's so
I'm
annoying that it
confused,
throws
but-
the male and female symbols up for that emoji now. Come on.
Except he's only doing the male emoji, not the female emoji.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that one emoji?
It's automatic.
Thin pancakes. I call them breakfast tortillas. Like
Ooh.
Dude, just call them really thin pancakes.
thin pancakes. No, they're breakfast tortillas.
Nice.
How big a night.
You're the one who put it up, Kathleen.
Kelly, if you're sitting there with him, please do me a favor and smack him. Thanks.
Just take his
And we
phone
want
away.
photo proof
He's
that you
past
did it,
his
Kelly.
bedtime.
Thank you. What, Chris?
I said, just take Shane's phone away. It's past his bedtime.
Can't go to bed.
I mean, it's 8:19 p.m. It's. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
but he
he's
wakes
up
up
there.
at like 3 a.m. I know because he was messaging me at 6:30 my time.
Ouch.
What is
Hey,
wrong
Chris, how
with
soon
him?
are you moving?
Hard worker.
Yeah, he is. He's a beast.
Who? What? Huh? Tomato?
Tomato.
I'm very confused.
Did you say when? Speaking of Chris, when you moving? What?
Shane, when is he moving?
Okay. Could swore you asked me when I was moving. I was like, "What do you?"
Okay,
know that I
Shane,
don't?
when are you moving?
I don't
Can't
think
speak
that
English.
was,
My
I don't think
apologies.
that was out in the public yet, Lance.
Huh?
That wasn't out in public yet.
Okay, good. Phew. No public.
No public.
Oh God. you know,
We just made it public.
No, this is
I don't know what we're talking about, but okay.
tomorrow,
There's no
Tomorrow-
pumpkin public here.
It's just
tomorrow
a
this will be on TMZ. Yeah, tomorrow this will be on TMZ.
Congratulations, bro. That's
Okay.
awesome.
Windows.
I'm a whole
I hope
ass
that goes
person.
well, Shane.
6 of us. There's
To be
6 of us.
fair, it wasn't me.
This is just us 6. 5 Windows, 6 people. Nobody else.
Yeah, nobody else is
Hanging
here.
out.
Oh, Moose. Yeah, you might have met Moose. Moose moves in April too.
Where are you going, Moose?
To his new house.
Congratulations, Moose, on the new house.
I'm such a smart ass.
Better than a dumbass.
All right, last minute questions, guys. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Let's
Come on,
go. Let's
crowd.
go. Let's go. All
We've shown
7.
you a bunch
all
of different animals and from all over the world.
That's a fact.
In 5
Holy
minutes.
shit.
Yeah. 40-minute drive. Wow. That's a nice move. Hey, I did that too. I understand that one.
I did an hour.
John.
The room I'm in was the very first room we set up. We got up all the reptiles, all the setup and stuff for the reptiles, got them all hooked up and done. Okay, cowboy, there's a question for you.
Where is it? No, you can't ask the cowboy question again. I mean, you can if you want. I know the answer. And I guessed it right the first time. I
thought
mean,
that somebody in here was called the cowboy.
no. Okay, Moose, go ask the cowboy question. I won't tell him. God damn it, it keeps slipping. I don't know if you guys are catching on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I enjoy it. I don't see it as a negative thing.
Yeah.
It makes me
I don't know
sound
why
like
you're trying to hide it.
because it makes me sound like a redneck.
Oh, hell no,
Just makes me
son.
sound Canadian.
You ain't no redneck.
Oh, listen,
Okay, I try to keep away from them Canadian stereotypes.
you want to get redneck? Don't get me going.
Yeah. I've been drinking, so shit's
On
gotta
the
be
next
real.
Oddballs, Rednecks, Canada versus America.
Perfect. Love it. Let's do it.
Yeah, no.
Kathleen must go study Jeff Foxworthy and
Ron White.
Ron
Okay.
White. Thank you.
Okay.
Right, White.
So my cousin and I used to watch the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Mhm.
Oh,
And,
good, good.
yeah.
You're ready.
So for Christmas, she gave me house shoes with headlights.
Nice.
Jeremy knows what I'm talking about.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, that is a billing Volthink. Go look it up. It's really funny. All I can say is coming to a theater near you.
Yes.
Jeremy gets it. Met Larry the Cable Guy in person. Seen him live. Not that funny.
I never
Oh,
thought he
that
was
sucks.
that
I'm
funny
sorry.
to begin with.
No,
The 1 out of the 4, I was like, eh.
I was always about Ron White. I mean, that whole
Same.
tater tot, tater, my
Yep.
son tater tot.
They're great.
Ron
Holy
Tater.
tater salad.
Tater salad.
My
And then, like,
son,
he did
tater
that-
tot.
But the thing is, he did that joke like way at the beginning of the episode, and then they're just doing Q&A afterwards. And he's talking. He goes, "My son, tater tot."
Yeah.
Like this is 2 hours later. Like,
And
oh
he
my
ties it
god.
all back in.
I don't think there's any more questions, you guys. Got 2 more minutes to get serious questions in. None of
I
the
don't know why
shenanigans.
you're putting a timeline. It's Saturday. We're drinking, having a good time. We just go all night. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay. Meanwhile, Chris drops
Aurora,
out.
you're supposed to
I was gonna
drink
say-
with me. You said.
My phone's at 4%. I'll keep going until I just go black.
Okay,
Empty.
let's go. Ryan.
You said.
Aurora
we're
needs a
drinking
refill.
Ron White is a god.
forever.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
right
Ron,
back.
Ron White is a god. Oh,
Aurora, you might
goodness.
just well stayed put, man. We're done in 2 minutes.
Oh my god. I have to share with you guys. There's this British actor who lives in my area. Well, one of the cities I used to live in, which was like 5 hours away.
there's Chris Ward.
Wait, what's happening right now? Oh, your ears are burning from like 3 hours ago.
Eh?
It's a party.
And we're gonna cry if we want to.
We needed your expertise there a little while back.
Oh, I can't use it with that because it won't.
I know.
My wife's trying to help me bring me a phone charger. She bring me the wrong one.
I tried.
Oh, Corey, don't call him Mr. Ward. It'll go to his head and then it'll inflate more and then he'll lose the rest of his hair.
Bring the longer one because the power cable's kind of far away.
I guess I never showed a wild type Pitayas.
Ooh, let's show a wild type Pitayas. I still call them PTIAs.
I could do that. Do you want to see a wild type Pitaya?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do it.
In fact, I will blow you up to solo screen.
Sorry, Mrs. Kathleen.
You going to bed?
Sorry, Mrs. Kathleen, I ain't married.
Tell Corey that, not me.
I did. I said it to everybody. I got no ring.
I have a wall plug now. Screw that.
He's back and he's good to go.
It's
My
not.
wife-
That's
My
not the
wife heard me complain
correctness.
about my phone dying and brought me a charger.
So,
Oh,
what
nice.
college did you go to, Cure?
What's that?
What college did you go to?
Oh, this is why.
Miss Washington, what college did you go to?
LSU.
Oh, damn.
I moved from Oak Harbor to Baton Rouge when I was 15.
Oh, cool.
I'll take 2, Jeremy.
Ooh, that is pretty, eh?
He's growling.
Yeah, it's just growling a little bit.
Yeah, they're very vocal. I love it.
Yeah, very
I don't need a
vocal.
fancy one. Just put 2 in a box. I'll give you my address. I got cages coming next week. We'll be good.
Too wet.
Yeah, she was in the water. Well, she was going through her water, I should say. Yeah, she is currently breeding with, I don't know, some kind of male.
Some kind of male. Is okay? I get it now. Never mind. I get it.
I can show you the male if you want.
It's gorgeous.
That is pretty.
I'm gonna mute myself for a minute and go tell my wife good night. So I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, John's sleeping like mouth open on the end of the couch here. I wish I could show you.
Oh, look how big those scales are.
Yeah.
Ooh, shiny.
So cool.
Oh, she's
His scales almost look like they're
Oh.
under a layer of like epoxy.
Yeah, we actually, when we ultrasound, we have to change the settings because their scales are so thick that they
Oh.
reflect like bone.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like because it does look like their scales are like under like a layer of epoxy.
Yeah, they're super thick and super big. And again, they're big plate scales on their head like cobras.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, the boopers. I have a
It's so
problem.
hard to show, but they move so much. Oh, I'm trying to get it in there. That pattern is so cool, though. I just love it.
Tiger stripes.
Also, side note: apparently Cusco was on Alive,
Oh,
and he looks like a
Yeah.
1920s mafia guy at a funeral.
Oh,
I-
well, you gotta come full circle, girl. You can't just go around one way.
I mean, you know,
just cuddling.
these are the things I think about.
And again, so this is what I tell people. The Pitayas, they talk about how crazy they are. Put in the work, and you can have. I mean, yes, she moves. They move around. They're very inquisitive, super visual. You know, they see everything, but they don't have to be the monsters that the wild caughts are.
I was gonna say they look like they're very like super observant and intelligent.
Oh yeah, their eyesight is ridiculous. They see everything.
Because I mean, let's be honest, ball pythons are derpy.
Yeah, for sure.
Pet rocks.
Oh yeah, they just sit in a hole and wait for their food to come to them. These guys got to go actively hunt it down.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
beat it to death.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
with
they
their
eat
mouth.
their food. Oh, it's ridiculous. And I thought about like posting video of them eating, but it's so violent that like I'll get banned from everything. Like people be like, "Oh, that guy's crazy." Like it's fucking violent,
Yeah.
but it's cool as hell.
They're super neat.
They don't. The Batallas do not constrict at all. They crush everything. And they slam it. They're like a monitor. They slam it against the wall, and you can hear the bones as soon as they grab it. If they grab the head, they just crush the skull immediately. And you hear
Intense.
every bit of it. It's ridiculous.
That is insane. Hold on.
There's
I've definitely
no-
heard stories, but that's probably the best explanation I've heard before.
There's no constriction. They just crush everything.
It's straight dominance.
Yeah, it's crazy. And if they don't get the head, if they get the head, they just crush, and you can hear the skull and the brains just shoot out of their ass. And it's but if they miss the head and they grab like midsection, they thrash, and they'll beat the head and the rat just gets beat all over the enclosure until even when it's dead, it's a frozen thawed rat.
Yeah.
When they don't grab the head, they go fucking crazy, and they beat it until they know it's dead.
My salamander does the same thing with his worms.
Awesome.
Very cool.
I'm
I
sitting
bet
there.
Kathleen's turtles do that with their worms.
Maybe they're just chomp.
So my turtles, it's hard to get them to eat live because for 15 years they were given nothing but pellets.
Oh.
Nothing but pellets. So we're still teaching them
Yeah.
insects. However, we have been able to teach them how to hunt, and they were also only given water about that deep.
Pretty neglected.
Yeah, in a tiny little tank, turtle tank, that ones you keep babies in that are at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
There were two of them were kept in that with like that much water. You could see the water line like that they're kept in. But we have taught them how to eat minnows, how to hunt down minnows.
I bet that's fun to watch.
Oh my god. So I want to try to get like an underwater camera, like just a cheap little thing, because I think it would be so cool to go. Usually when we do it, we go get like 30 or 40 minnows
Nice.
and just dump them in, right? Because they'll live for a while too. And just dump in 30 or 40 of them and do a time lapse on the underwater cam, because it is so cool to watch them hunt. Because I mean, one again only has a wonky eye, so it's really funny to watch him to try to like get it, and then he eventually does.
Poor thing.
Meanwhile,
Turtles,
the other one's going like
laughing
boom,
at
boom, 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 boom.
we have 3 turtles as well. The turtles were my wife's like, you get snakes, I want turtles. I'm like, sign me up. Where are we going?
Yeah.
So we bought these. We went to the local reptile show. I got 3. It was Pennsylvania cooter and a couple of sliders. Of course, 2 died right away because they were being sold before they rolled enough to really be sold. But you'd eat at a show, and I didn't know any better at the time. So I ended up doing a little research and replaced those 2. So these things are like they're tiny.
Mhm.
We set them up originally in a 10-gallon aquarium with water and a land, and it was. I did the research. It was set up pretty well.
Yeah.
But then, we're like, they're little things. And my wife and my kids were like, let's put some fish in there too. And I'm thinking, I think in the wild they eat fish, but they're small. We'll get like big goldfish. They'll be able. It won't be a problem. Yeah, you know what they did? They ate the fins off the damn thing.
Oh no!
So I got these goldfish running around with no fins, and then eventually I do get them. So
And goldfish
this
is one of the
my-
worst
this
things
is in-
they can eat too.
My son was 7 at the time. This is in his bedroom. It's like Wild Kingdom. And they eventually outgrew that. Now they're in a 90-gallon aquarium tank in my living room.
Yeah.
They're outgrowing that quickly. They're being rehomed to my brother has a it's a naturalistic pond, but it's a pond. It's not like a lake or something. It's in it. So they're going to be rehomed to a much larger facility very soon. But so every once in a while we'd get like feeder fish because my wife didn't want to see it. She'd come in, it was like someone slaughtered a house full of kids or something. Come and see the bits and pieces of the fish everywhere. My kids thought it was cool as shit. So now they're like bigger, this big around now. 3 years later, and we used to, for a while, we'd go get the feeder goldfish.
Yeah.
They'd throw 15 or 20 in there. They'd survive about 3-4 days.
Yeah, I remember when I went in the hospital to have the baby, we didn't know how long I'd be in there. So literally, because I was getting induced, so I knew when I was going in, we went and bought like 20 or 30 of them, like the minnows, and just dumped them into the turtle tank. I'm like, you're covered for a week. Good to go. But no, we can't get them to eat like super worms or crickets or anything like that too, right?
Ours
And
eat a pretty varied diet. We don't buy the same food over and over again. They get the mealworms, the dried mealworms, and the shrimp, and then you get some pellets. And then, like I said, there for a while we haven't done it in a while, but shut down my local pet store.
Yeah, and then you got to remember too, I got Mississippi map turtles, so it's a lot of vegetables and stuff as well, right? The romaine lettuce, squash, apples. Oh my god, they love apple chunks. Like they'll sit there and go to town.
The sliders will eat the vegetables too. You just put it on their dock, and they'll come up there and eat it.
Oh wow!
Mississippi map turtles won't eat out of the water. They only eat in the water.
I
was just saying my sliders will eat those vegetables as well.
No, I just like throw it in and let it float. Are you crushing people's heads?
No, I want Aurora to be big.
Oh, you want
He's
to
asking to enlarge Aurora, please.
I'm big enough. Come on.
Hey-o.
This
What
is
we
for.
got?
Candy
for-
pie.
Oh gosh, come on. Let's see. Show that color.
Show the purples, boy.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's my Candino Pied boy.
Jealous.
Tell me, you think he's big enough to breed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I may have to start cycling my adult females for him then. We'll see.
What is he? 800 grams?
No, I don't think he's there yet.
What
He's
is
gonna
it?
be right around 6, I'm assuming. I have to
Yeah,
weigh
plenty
it again.
big.
Yeah.
Pop them. See if you got any
Yeah,
sperm.
pop them right now. They're sperm plugs.
I'm not skilled at popping. I haven't
You
done
don't
it a
have
lot
to be
yet.
skilled at piping. Just do the motion, and you'll see sperm plugs pop up.
I don't have anything near me.
Oh,
at the
there's
moment.
more. Thing.
Damn you. Come on,
Yeah.
Light.
To get so washed out, it's hard.
I know they,
Come on,
they
kid.
get washed out.
So this is Excalibur line female, lavender albino, direct
Okay.
from the originator.
Ooh.
Brandon Boki moved up here to Washington about 5 years ago, and I was able to get one from him.
I have lavender.
Very nice.
Yes, but just know there's probably 3 lines of lavender.
Are
and
there?
1
Really?
or 2 of them do not produce lavender snakes.
Well, I'd like my phone.
I got mine from Chris Ward.
Well, this isn't about whose line is whose. I'm just telling you about Excalibur line.
Huh.
Excalibur is fairly rare because the facility burned down, so the majority of the females and stuff were lost in the fire.
Oh, that's tough.
Yep. So
That's
to say
like-
I have
that's
one is
the
amazing.
worst nightmare. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, Aurora, you might breed that male that you have in your hands. What are you gonna
Yeah.
breed it?
What am I going to breed it to?
Yeah.
Right now, I have 2 unknown adult female normals that are to size, so I just want to make some hets. I'll hold back female hets. And then I have a pastel het candy that's not quite to size yet. And then I have a young Enchi Orange Dream het pied and a vanilla het pied posset clown that he'll go to in the future. So I'm building some long-term projects.
Yeah, well, I'm doing the same with a Candino, and that's what I have. So I have a black pastel Candino female
Okay.
who I'm looking up to make sure I'm correct right now. I'm pretty sure the lesser pied you saw earlier went to that
Nice.
black pastel Candido.
Nice. Good deal.
So I'm just thinking maybe some trades for new blood.
Yeah, possibility in the future.
Yeah.
This will be my first time with ball python, so I don't know what I'm doing. I still need to build an incubator.
Oh,
So-
listen.
So
Compared
Y'all
to
can help me with
Boa,
that.
so easy. It's so easy.
so easy.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Then you
the
gotta
like
go eggs.
cooler
It's
with
a
the
lot
water.
less messy.
And honestly, the cooler is. I mean, look, like here I can show you. I have 3 of them. There's 2 there. That's all I use. I love these fucking things. There's
Yeah.
one over there. I love
Here's my
them.
question: if it's a cooler in the water one, because I mean I've got the stuff laying around. Aquarium person, right? So I always have all this extra stuff laying around. How far in advance do I need to set up that thing, or can I just be like, oh, I got eggs? Let me just put warm
No.
water.
I do at least several days of constant readings before
Okay.
I'll put anything inside.
I will turn my incubator back on the first time I think I have a pre-lay shed, and that's a month before they lay.
Oh yeah, but I would never put something in without
Yeah.
constant
Yeah.
readings.
Yeah, you
And
need
the
at least
water
a few
one
days
even-
of constant reading.
Also, no judgment because first season, right?
No, you're
Oh,
fine.
no, I'm not judging anyone, but that cooler
Yeah.
is the best incubator on the market, and I'm upset at the time, which is actually not this season, but I think next season I will outgrow all of the ones that I've built.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. I've already contacted. They're Canadian, actually. The ones Billy has, those big ones.
Oh, Cornell's.
Yeah, Cornell's. So
Yeah.
I contacted them, and I'm upset that I have to use those because these are the best in the world. They're the best. They're amazing. You have, like, when I put my perlite in, I put no water in the perlite. I don't do anything in the tub. I literally take the tub, throw some perlite in it, put the eggs in the perlite, and put it in the incubator, in the cooler. There's nothing else. There's
Well,
no.
I'm going to tell you right now, that is all that Garrett Reach at Reptiles uses. He just builds more of them. He's up to 6 of the damn things now. The 110 gallon,
Right.
the 110 gallon.
Yeah, and that's where I get it from is Garrett. But I've even thought about that. I've thought about just saying screw it and building a rack for these cooler incubators.
Did you see his last live?
I know someone who
Yeah,
does that.
yeah.
Like they build a rack with the styrofoam ones. Yeah.
Wow.
That's all they use is just rack, like it's just a rack, all of the styrofoam coolers.
I didn't know those held water that well.
I need a rack.
I'd be worried about the heater melting styrofoam.
I
Yeah.
need a rack for these coolers because they're the best. It's literally, once you have it dialed in, once you put your heaters in there and you know you've been running it for a few days, a couple weeks, and it's dialed in, it's over with. It's so easy. I don't put any water in my perlite. I don't use the egg. What are the fancy freaking egg things they're using now?
Easy hatch trays.
Yeah.
I don't use that.
And there's now 2 ripoffs from it.
Yeah, I don't need none of that shit. I don't need none of it. I put my eggs right on the perlite, and I put them right in the cooler, and I have perfect humidity, perfect heat. I don't have cellophane or whatever.
That's what I was wondering about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you
I
don't
don't
need
think
it
that.
because you're humidifying the tub with the water
Right.
in the cooler.
Yeah,
Sure.
There's no cellophane on my tubs or none of that stuff. None of the press and seal or whatever.
You don't need fans if you put a pump in the water because it circulates.
Let me look.
I don't know. That's what I was going with the Garrett video. That's how I learned how to do it.
Yeah, he puts the water mover in the bottom to keep the water. But that's
That's
more
what
to
I-
keep the water from turning stagnant than
Yeah. But he said it also moves the air and stuff around too.
you
So-
can't move that much water around that tight of space without moving the air too.
Yeah.
I don't even want to lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. I just looked right now, and no, there's no fan. There's nothing.
Yeah.
2 heaters, because, and it's only in case one fails. It's really why you need
Smart.
2. So I have 2 heaters in each one, and that's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Are there any air holes in it at all, or is it airtight?
In the coolers, there's in the cooler there's air holes. Yes.
There are, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to like drill those?
Yeah, I drilled holes, and that's why you have to do it ahead of time, because on the second one actually we ended up we couldn't keep temps right or anything, and we found we had too many holes. So once we taped a few of the holes, and we just would do a couple at a time, and we could dial it in that way. We taped them off, and then boom, next thing you know, temps, humidity, everything's perfect, and that's how we left it.
I gotta get
Nice.
a new heat gun because we just bought one, the Mastercraft one, and it doesn't read properly at all.
Hmm.
Like it's
So,
when you
Yeah, that's the one I have.
yeah. I've got the like you think Mastercraft would read properly?
I have a much older laser pointer, but it works.
Same. I've got like the itty bitty dinky Zilla one from like 15 years ago.
Oh, we
Yeah,
got
like a
$70
thumbprint only.
Yeah, exactly. It's like as big as your thumb.
We got a $70 Mastercraft one, and it
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's
I'm
not
gonna
reading.
return that in 2 seconds.
Mm.
It's just frustrating because, like, when something's a certain degree, and then you're reading it, and it's like telling you it's way off, and I'm like, yeah, it's not right.
I have monitors all over my room as well. Here's one right here. They're random, so random. They're everywhere.
I've never seen them that look like that.
Well, I have those, and then I have these as well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seen
I have
those.
those.
and they're all over. So I built this thing a couple years ago, or a year ago, a little over a year ago, but it's 18 by 22. But yeah, I have monitors, and in my kitchen actually, these ones here are like, I don't know electronics. I'm not Bill Gates, right? This is my wife right here, right? This is where she pops in and kills shit. But I know these things are all over the room, and in my kitchen there's a big screen, and it shows what all of them read at all times, because this building isn't a part of my house. It's on my property, but it's not. It's a separate building.
Nice. Living the dream there.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. Sorry, it's like almost 1 a.m., so I'm starting to get sleepy.
Yeah, we should probably wrap it up.
Call the ball.
Yeah. I am going to wrap it up just because it is almost 1 a.m. and John has to work in the morning.
Hey,
And in order
we
to
can wrap up because of John, all right? Aurora and I are drinking. Lance is having a great time. Chris having a great. Hey, dude, he's got a fuck. I bet that's a high alcohol content, big some bitch right there.
Just a grenade.
It looks like a grenade. That's ridiculous. What is that?
It's an empty 32-ounce grenade of Dee's Wicked baked apple.
Is that like a baby growler? Baby growler.
Growlers have a million names. I've heard it called pups. We had a Canadian group out of Vancouver, BC. Actually, it was Victoria Island. They call it. Oh shit! They're a brewery and a distillery, which you can't do in the States, but you can do in Canada. They're Scottish heritage, and so they call their minis pups. We've heard them called Muellers, Squealers. There's 1,000 different names for the smaller growlers.
Yeah. Oh no! Like I'm talking the big growlers. We call them just growlers.
Mm-hmm. This
I've
is a
never
small one. This is 32 ounces.
I've never seen a baby growler before.
Oh, they're great for one-offs when you're going to do something by yourself, because it's so small that you can take one or two out of here, and it still will hold its.
Oh, cute! You wouldn't think we'd do a big growler by ourselves.
Well, I mean, depending what you're drinking.
The
I mean,
Maritimers are like the East Coasters, like where we live in the Maritimes, we're known for drinking. We're all Scottish descent. Scottish or
probably
Irish.
not drinking 10+% something. You're drinking like a fiver.
No, it's usually higher than 5.
Oh, okay, cool. So
It's
most
funny.
of my stuff, when it's barrel aged Imperials, Mine's 10 to 15%. I've had some hires.
Yeah.
This is perfect for that because I can have 8 ounces, 12 ounces of it, and it
Yeah.
tastes perfect for 2 or 3 for multiple days afterwards because there's so little volume for it to turn.
John's IPA, I showed you what that was, 6.5%. That's just grocery store beer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weak. They don't sell the good stuff in the grocery store. It's grocery store beer. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness.
All right, well, let's let Kathleen get to bed.
Yeah.
Darn Skippy.
I'm
It's been
sorry,
fun, guys.
guys. It's just almost 1 a.m. I'm getting sleepy now.
Hey, it's
I
all
need to go to
good.
bed too. I have a lot of work. I have to actually work tomorrow, so
Oof.
Yeah, John has to work tomorrow. I have to take care of the kids and the animals.
I'm going to a birthday
Thank you
party.
very much.
Yeah.
Aww.
Well, thanks you guys
I'm
for coming
jealous. You
on.
get human interaction in person.
Just my family.
I'm in
I'm gonna
lockdown.
open
We
another
have
beer.
none.
So
Well, I mean,
What,
you
Jeremy?
guys know
I'm
when
gonna
I
open another beer. So if anybody's up and just wants to chit chat, I'll be there.
you guys know when I hit end live, it takes you backstage and you guys can still talk.
No, I mean, people got lives. I'm not saying we have to do this, but if you're up and chit chatting, I'll be up. Just letting up whoever.
No, he's hardcore. Kathleen is not.
So what
Okay.
Jeremy
Aurora
is
is
saying is
supposed-
if you want to keep the
Aurora
conversation
and
going,
these wavelengths-
No.
stick around.
No, it's just getting a little
Maybe.
too. But thank you
Call
guys
the
for
ball.
coming on the mystery episode. Drop down in the comments if you guys like that. I got another mystery guest all lined up for sometime in February, and I'm not going to say who it is.
It's me. Oh. My bad.
Wow, here we go.
Higher.
Oh,
Oh my god. Thanks to the 5 people who are still here in the chat. Watch.
I could bullshit.
you
with
crazy
guys.
people.
Oh god. I mean, who else is on at this time of night? Like they're either in bed or oh no, we went up to 6. Look at that.
Woohoo! Thank you, Six,
We
for being
can't stop
here.
now.
Oh my goodness.
We gotta go.
Tomorrow, once this publishes, I'm going to drop it. Now that the mystery is out, I'll drop everybody's links into the description. Go follow them, guys, if you're not following them. Yeah, I mean, I'm following everybody, I'm pretty sure by now. But I'll add their links tomorrow when this publishes. I didn't add it because that would have solved the whole mystery thing. If you guys like it, let me know. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I've got a Canadian one.
Oh,
Yes.
I can't be there. for Canadian
Um,
We have to
I
all
mean-
eat poutine.
this Canadian has quite some punch in their racks, let me tell you. If you watch Chris Ward when he cut the Stranger Clutch with that his friends, they're coming on.
Ah.
I don't worry about any of that stuff. I care
Yeah,
about,
they literally had a hatchling rack full of like Dreamsicles and MJs.
but I
Like,
care about Kathleen, and I care about like Bradley and Zach,
aw.
the little peeps, because I'm a little peep, so I care about little peeps.
Yeah, we don't need to watch the big peeps.
Yeah.
Bye, Brian Casco.
They have enough people. They got enough people.
Yeah.
I don't worry about that.
We love you, Brian, deep down.
Yep. Even though you don't even tell us your live so that we can come harass you on your live.
I mean, I would have like I would have played it on Instagram in another tab during this live so we could have harassed him because I know how to do that now.
Yes.
Dual wield.
I can do it. But anyways, I'm going to end it now. Thank you guys for coming on. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see you guys Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. We have Mordex Pythons in the house. So thanks, guys. Bye.
Night.
Good night, y'all.
Night.